Alright, waiting for confirmation to be online, which should be soon. Should be about live right now, waiting for confirmation as usual from my staff.
Don't worry, I'll play the jingle when it starts playing.
That's playing.
And there we go.
Dissected Alive.
There you go. Well, welcome back, everyone. What was that, you?
I said, just saying, it never gets old, that jingle.
Nope. Well, we have only played it a couple times yet, so
Yeah.
plenty of time left to get tired of it.
Yeah, it's not one of the spammable ones either.
Yeah, so here we are again. We're finally gonna talk about the actual first couple episodes of Sonic Underground and Fleetway again. And I guess we can talk a little bit about the newly announced Sonic game, Sonic Dream Team. But yeah, first, Salah, thank you for drawing the thumbnail today.
Woo! I contributed.
Yeah, good job.
It's very nice.
And all relating to what we'll be talking about tonight.
That's
Yeah,
right, the Super Mario Brothers.
So I do have to say the Robotnik picture was 100% Ewan's idea.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think I doodled it.
well, you actually, I didn't base my drawing off of yours.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, like, it is basically that one almost that close to what I had originally planned.
Nice.
There we go. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's all I to say.
I forgot to put our pictures around the frame today, so our audience is just imagine what we look like. Oh.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, I'm a bit lazy and late today. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Yes.
The only-
But yeah, how's everyone doing? Everyone fine?
Yeah.
You're doing good?
Yes, I'm doing fine. Bit of almost a little concerning moment when I had to take the laptop back into the IT place because the bearings on the CPU fan wore out again. So again, I had to take it to the IT place to get it replaced, and this time it's got a genuine MSI fan. So now, hopefully, it will last longer than 10 months.
Yeah, that's hopefully. But yeah, but laptops when they get a certain age, they just keep dying. It's annoying. That's why I don't bother with laptops anymore. Oh well. Yeah, Melting Man, still sick? Feeling better? How are you doing?
Well, recently I'm just feeling a little slow, mostly because yesterday I finally got around to getting my flu and COVID shots this year to be on the safe side. So I'm fine. It's just right now I'm just dealing with a migraine, so my responses might be a little bit slow. But yeah, just want to be safe, especially for next week, because during that time, I'm going to be in Wisconsin attending a Ponyville Cider Fest, which is another My Little Pony themed convention. So I'm looking forward to that, a bit nervous, because it's the first time going to Wisconsin and whatnot, and of course, as Pinkie Pie would say, I am so nervous-sighted!
So excited you might run into Rich Evans or something?
Who?
No, I guess not then.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. Yeah, I know there's a few people. Well, I know there's a few voice actors from the show that'll be attending that event, so that's gonna be cool. Crap, I can't remember the names, but I know like the characters they play. So it's I'm sure Salah will chime in. But right, so the voices attending are like what? The voice of Starlight Glimmer, voice of Mist Main, also Grandma Figgy from G5, so that'll be interesting. Flash Magnus, Bright Mac, also the Stygian. And, yeah, I think there was another one, but... Oh, right, Arya Blaze. Yeah, she'll be there, too. So those are the voice actors from the show that'll be attending. So I'm gonna try and get their autographs, like, especially Starlight, 'cause I definitely have an interesting question to ask, like, the episode where, like, oh, Trixie and Starlight do that made-up friendship dance to try and get Trixie's card back from that one guy. So I kind of left wondering, like, okay, was that actually in the script, or was that all purely ad-libbed?
Alright, good luck with that. Luke, you had something to do today?
Yeah, I spent the entire day with my parents doing Christmas shopping at Lakeside, which is this massive shopping centre. So I am a bit knackered at the moment.
Ah, sorry to hear that. Got some Christmas bells? I love Christmas bells.
No, I haven't really been picking in Christmas bells. But
Blasphemy!
I will do. Just because I've got a flat now, I can actually get like a lot more Christmas decorations. Like I can actually get like a big Christmas tree. I tried to find a nativity set, but I couldn't find one. So I'll see if I can find one in a local shop. If not, I'll see if I can find one online, along with the Christmas bells.
I'll just do whatever you want. Don't let me scare you into it. Although I will judge you when I get to your flat someday. At least... What?
I said, there's no bells here. You must die.
Exactly. I'm very upset then. Elise, how was your week?
I'm doing okay. It was fine. I'm still doing my internship, and I'm wrapping up the semester and also my degree. Yeah, well, last October I got sick with a nasty cold. So still recovering a little bit from that. I'm doing much better though. My voice is a little bit dry, but that's because it's a little bit dry here. So
sound pretty good for so it doesn't sound like you're sick, so that's good news.
Yeah, I just have a little bit of a stuffy nose though. Again, it's because the air here is dry.
Fair enough. And you gonna get paid by the internship?
No, I don't. But it counts towards my grade for a class.
Fair enough.
So, and it's not like I'm there every day. Again, it's just for the internship because I also have my other classes to study for.
Ooh, that sounds busy. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Right. Salav, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Been playing a bit of Mortal Kombat because Omni-Man came out, and I've been really enjoying that. He's fun to play, and he's very faithful to the show. I haven't actually read the comics before, but I'm planning on doing that sometime soon.
All right, Nito. Yeah, I guess we should get started. So, brand new Sonic game has been announced. Sonic Dream Team. Anyone has a thought on it?
This might be because I've had my head buried in the books, but this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Oh my!
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait,
Sorry, it's just I've been busy. So
fair enough. Okay, I'll brief. Sorry, did someone say something?
No. It's just
yeah. Don't.
Sorry,
don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up because you're probably not going to be able to play it.
Yeah. So to quickly explain it, it's an Apple exclusive at the moment. It's a 3D platformer made by Hardlight, so the makers from the mobile games. It's kind of cool that it has a bit of the Sonic Advance cast again, so Cream and Rouge Red are playable again for the first time in a long time. So that's pretty cool. So yeah,
I might be able to actually because I have an iPhone.
Oh, so you might be the only one of us that can actually play this game. That's great.
Yay!
Oh, great! That means I'm going to be the one who has to commentate on it.
You're going to be our viewer. You're going to be our journalist.
No. Oh no!
Yeah, basically the game is about that Dr. Eggman made a machine that made his dreams come alive, so you have to go through his dreams. But sadly, his dreams are all about Super Mario and toddler toy blocks, so it doesn't look particularly exciting. But,
okay.
Did it specify that it was his dreams or just dreams in general?
That's a good question. I did see one level that had a lot of Eggman statues, so eventually you get to his dreams. I guess it's possible the other dreams are from other characters. I hope that's the case, because it's kind of lame if those are Eggman's dreams. But, yeah. Man, it was
I'm looking at them right now, and I'm like, these are Eggman's dreams. Okay.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah, a Adventure Sonic the Hedgehog episode where Robotnik used a dream machine to create this giant monster thing.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, maybe to do something creative, who knows, but I don't get my hopes
because
up.
I was expecting something a little bit more gritty.
Yeah, pretty much. But no.
Why cupcakes and rainbows?
Like I said, to be fair, I did grab the worst screenshot. There's one where you do see Eggman statues and all that, so at least they play a little bit with it. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed, yeah. But we'll see. Not sure if I'm going to get an Apple device to play it, though. Those things are expensive. But I do want to play the game, because they describe it as a Tony Hawk-style game and inspired by Mario Sunshine and the 2000 Sonic game. So they describe the awesomest game ever. Too bad it doesn't look like it. So
Tony Hawk, Mario, and 2000 Sonic games.
Yeah, Mario Sunshine specifically. Although I guess they only refer to the special stages, not the actual Isle Delfino. I would love a Sonic game that takes place on an Isle Delfino style location. Finally, a town again. But no. We'll see, we can't judge. But the game looks simultaneously to be my favorite Sonic game of all time and my worst game of Sonic of all time at the same time. So I have no idea what I'm going to think about it if I ever play it. I guess Elise has to win us over then. So, as if you aren't busy enough as it is. And Silver doesn't even show up in it, so you're probably not interested.
Well, that
know.
depends. It depends. I mean, I love Sonic and the Secret Rings, and Silver doesn't really show up in that one except in party mode.
Fair enough.
So.
And who knows, maybe someone dreams of Silver, so... maybe someone has a wet dream of Silver, and then we get to see a very interesting version.
Oh,
No.
Oh,
in that case,
God.
no. It's like, no, leave my boy alone.
Nah, that's probably not the case, no. That's for my parodies, I suppose. Dun dun dun.
oh no.
Oh no, indeed.
Yeah, that
The return
just
of the
me
hot
coming
springs.
in like guns ready. It's like, how dare you?
Thanks for the warning. Guess I won't make
No,
jokes
not guns, my bow ready.
Ooh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
At least bullets pass through, but arrow keeps sticking out.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
you made your point clear. I will not make jokes of make Silver look embarrassing in my cartoons, other than anyone.
Thank you. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind humor every so often, but yeah, that kind of humor is not my cup of tea. Just saying.
Neither is mine.
Like,
I'm not good at drawing this.
I did get a laugh though at that one parody where the portal is stuck in a museum that he always uses, and that's why he always goes back, because he thinks that
the
the exhibit is his actual. I did laugh at that. Okay, just to let you know, I'm not completely devoid of a sense of humor.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess it helps if it makes fun of Silver himself. It just has a funny situation, because Silver himself isn't really bashed there. It's just more the situation.
Yeah.
Alrighty, shall we move to Sonic Underground?
Sure.
I guess. Alrighty, so we're finally gonna talk about the first actual official episode, Wedding Bells Blues. Anyone wants to do a synopsis? Luke! No, sorry. Before he punches me. Luke asked me not to
Luke. No, I'm kidding.
Luke requested that to do it.
A bit knackered.
I guess I can do it.
Alrighty,
Okay.
you're welcome.
Okay.
Have a go.
Yeah, so basically Wedding Bells Blues, it starts off with Sonic, Sonia, and Manic. Sonic is getting chili dogs, of course, and they're arguing about their priority mission, which apparently for Sonia is getting her hair done. And we get a scene of Manic swiping, some tomato and mustard packets.
Yeah, condiments. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sonic catches him doing that and tells him to put it back, and Manic makes a show of it to show that I guess he's good at sleight of hand. So yeah, and then Eggman's announcement comes on saying that he will be marrying Queen Alina, which shocks the hedgehogs. They are flabbergasted, shocked, stupefied at the very idea. And then, well, first they consider that it might be a trap because they think there's no way their mother would marry Robotnik, unless they think, what if she had no choice? And so they know it's a trap, but then they decide, just to be on the safe side, we're going to go in and talk about it. But since they are priority hedgehogs, then they can't just waltz in. They have to sneak in somehow. And Sonia gets the idea of enlisting the help of Bartleby.
Bartleby!
Yeah, Bartleby! And so they disguise themselves as cleaners to sneak in. Only Sonia reveals herself to Bartleby, so he'll let them in. And then as they're talking, Manic, of course, is a kleptomaniac, so he's stealing things left and right. And Sonic notices this, but he's more preoccupied with the fact that Bartleby is telling Sonia that, it's a good thing your mother is doing this because your reputation now needs to, be mended after, all that has happened, especially with your brothers. And Sonic gets so mad, he actually blows his cover, gets in Bartleby's face, and says, "Another word out of you, and I will be cleaning this floor with your face." And it's like funny. It's like angry Sonic is funny, actually. Anyway, so yeah, he blows their cover, so Bartleby is put in an awkward situation, and as he and Sonia go off to continue talking, Sonic berates Manic for swiping everything again, and Manic tries to make the excuse, "Hey, we could, pawn off the stuff and raise money for the Resistance," but then Sonic is just like, "Put it back." So Manic throws everything into the air, and Sonic runs around catches it, and after that they start cleaning, and they come up with the idea that Bartleby will provide the music for the wedding ceremony, which will be them, of course, in disguise. And then at that moment, Sleet and Dingo come in by orders of Robotnik to retrieve a double tribute from Bartleby, and which he's not ready for, but then he says, "Wait, why don't I pay half of the tribute, and then I will provide the music for the wedding?" And then Sleet is like, "That is fair enough. I would tell Robotnik." And so they sneak in disguised as, like, Mozart. Character, like people, and they're given like a cello, violin, and triangles to play with. But then they're just like, "Hey, forget these lame instruments, even though these are very classical instruments. And as a band geek, I am offended." But they toss them down the dumbwaiter or something like that. And then they pull out their instruments, and then they do their whole number, and then a robot comes and tells them no more rock music. And apparently during that time, Sonic went off to scout somewhere, and Eggman catches him on the security camera. And then when he goes back to his siblings, then they all split up, with Manic somehow finding a secret passage behind the wall. And, he scours them, Sonic runs wherever, and then, Sonia tries to find the bridal chamber. And then there's a scene with Sonic, Sleet, and Dingo where they try to capture Sonic, and it's just, it's absolute chaos what happens there, because Sleet transforms Dingo into a chili dog stand. It tries to capture Sonic by luring him in with a chili dog and then transforming Dingo into a Venus flytrap and capturing Sonic inside. Sonic uses his chili dog as a kind of bomb to get Dingo to let him go. And Dingo pretty much just implodes, but somehow he's still alive.
Smoking.
Yeah, it looked really weird. Like, it was a death scene almost, yeah. For a moment, I forgot it was Dingo. I thought it was
at one point, I mean, he literally blows up at one point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, he needs to shake stuff.
Yeah.
And funny story about this scene is that my sister was in the room with me as I was watching this, and it got to this scene, and I was laughing. And so after I finished watching the episode, she was like, "What were you laughing about?" And I decided to show her this scene specifically. And I realized with Sonic Underground, you gotta provide context, otherwise everything is just
insane.
insane. I'll tell you about that after the recap, but anyway, Manic is exploring the tunnels, and he eventually, the first one he opens up with is to Eggman's chambers. And somehow Eggman doesn't see him, even though he opens it like the wall right there. Then the second one he finds is the bridal chamber, but instead of Queen Alina being there, it's Dingo in disguise as well as Sleet. And
it takes him a surprisingly long time to even realize that. Like, you see this big muscular guy, and it's still they think, "Oh, it's probably Alina."
Yeah.
Yep. She's been on the weights.
Wow, Mum, you got really big arms.
Mother, what big arms you have! All the better to strangle you with.
To be fair, they say they don't remember her, so I guess it makes sense. But still.
It's especially funny. It's especially funny because, like, as the series goes on, you're gonna learn to never trust anything that's orange. And yet, Dingo's not even shape-shifting right now.
We see in To Catch a Queen that he can morph to look exactly like people.
Yeah.
And even more so in one of the Origins episodes, he actually shapeshifts into Alina.
Yeah.
So there's no reason. He just have him in this dress right now.
Just for
Wait, that is true. That happened in the castle episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
He shapeshifted into Alina. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's a trap, and then Sonia goes to confront Sleet and Dingo, and then they capture her, and then Sonic and Manic escape using the tunnels, and then Robotnik gets the idea that he will adopt Sonia because she is the crown princess of Mobius, I guess, and so he goes to adopt her, and Sonic and Manic, they try to save her, and Manic gets an idea where I believe he was going to disguise himself as Queen Alina so he could create a distraction, and he gets caught in the costume room and gets thrown in prison, but of course he doesn't stay there because, again, he's a klepto, and what was holding his crown to his head was a bobby pin, and he uses that to pick the lock, proving that Manic is definitely the MVP of the group. And then Queen Alina actually shows up, but Sonic and Sonia, they believe it's Manic doing his act. And Sonia basically makes a declaration, I will never marry Robotnik, I will never forsake my people or my children, and the day will come when this entire empire will fall. And that rallies everybody, and they go after Queen Alina, and Sonic and Sonia escape. Then Alina, she sets a dummy on a robotic horse, and while the Eggman and the robots are preoccupied with that, she escapes. It's like, say with the hedgehogs, and then they meet up again, and Sonic is like, wow, Manic, you did such a good job. And Manic is like, hey guys, I never made it there. I thought it was Sonic. And then they realize that, yeah, it was their mother, who saved them.
Hooray!
And that's how the episode ends.
Well, until Dingo and Sleet get after being executed somehow.
No, they just get thrown in prison. They're not going to be executed.
Yeah. It's still pretty funny. Like, oh, Queen Alina actually shows up to save the day, and she's like, I'll never abandon my people. And then she immediately abandons them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Why?
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm still here, guys.
It's especially funny because, like, for some reason, like, just her presence causes everyone to be like, yay, long live the queen! Right in front of Robotnik and his SWAT bots.
I'm surprised they weren't all roboticized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, considering how poorly the SWAT bots aim in the ensuing battle, I guess they're not that much of a threat, because Sonic and Sonia were just standing around talking while being shot at.
This is why you shouldn't take
very, very poor aim.
Yeah, this is why you shouldn't take lessons from stormtroopers.
That's what I was about to say. Like, constantly, the show is supposed to have this epic scale, yet Sonic can just beat up Robotnik in almost every episode, and the SWAT bots are completely useless. The show can be finished in one episode. Like, why do you even need the whole prophecy? Oh, well.
It kind of reminds me of anime, how bad guys will just stand around and spew their evil plans while the good guys are talking to each other, where it's like, we have to work together. I can't work with you. We are mortal enemies. I know, but in this instance, if we don't pull together, we will die. And then the bad guy is so generous that he just lets them monologue.
Yep.
So it reminds me of that anime trope.
To be fair, it's the show's never as bad as that. So yeah, this is way faster than typical anime. Mm-hmm. Yeah, plenty of things to say. One thing
I know Benkin, sorry if I mispronounced that, in the chat said, so did we ever learn why Alina had to give up her children, or better yet, why they still have to stay separated yet?
Because of the prophecy.
Yeah, because
prophecy.
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 Yeah.
Fans Oracle.
The prophecy.
One day you'll become the Council of Four, and maybe one day I'll start talking like Christopher Walken in this episode. Yeah.
I got the noob to the moon.
There you go.
You must be separated for unknown reasons.
You must
Because
be
I am the Oracle, and I
separated.
said so, because oracles are always right.
Oh, the moment you return to your mother, that is when the series ends and we got 40 more episodes to do.
And then you
There
forget
we
to
go.
finish
Say,
it.
Ewan, you sound exactly like the Oracle.
There you go. If I ever make a
Like,
parody,
you do
you're
a
the
dead-on
Oracle.
impression.
Yeah, I've been too busy practicing random voices in the car.
If I ever do a parody, you'll get to be the Oracle. Happy you. The only question
joy.
is, the only question is, do I ask a girl to do Sonia's voice, or should I just get Sonic's voice to do her?
No, we already discussed this. We get Melting Man to do Sonia's voice.
Oh, yeah, of
He's
course.
the best at it.
I thought it was at least doing Sonia.
No, she gets to be the mother. Fine.
I just do it in a Steve Urkel
Yeah.
voice.
No, wait. Elise gets to do Manic and Sonic, and Melting Man does Sonia. Just we're gonna gender
bummer,
swap all
Nate.
of them. Gonna gender swap all of them. Why not?
Bummer me, Horace.
Exactly.
So there was one funny detail I like about this episode is when Sonic, Sonia, and Manic are disguised as the Mario Brothers. They like go to Bartleby's house, like under the guise of we're just cleaners and nothing suspicious here. But like even after Sonic and Manic blow their cover, they're still cleaning. Like before Sleet and Dingo arrive, they're just actually cleaning the floors.
One thing I have noticed is that when Sleet and Dingo walk in with Sonic, Manic, and Sonia do the cleaning, I mean, Sonic and Manic have their caps on, but Sonia tries not to bring attention to herself by keeping her head low, so I don't understand that. She's right.
She doesn't even have a mustache. How dare she?
Yeah.
I did not notice it until you guys pointed it out that Sonic and Manic are dressed as Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, that's what the point of the thumbnail is.
Yeah.
Okay, until you guys
I mean,
pointed it out recently, I did not realize that.
To be
Like,
fair, it
I
is
missed
generic
that,
worker's
eh?
outfit.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like,
sure,
how did
yeah.
I miss that?
Cute little detail. And of course,
Yeah.
a way to show that Sonic is superior, because Mario's just a menial worker. There you go. Mario is a janitor, Sonic is the hero. Anyway, one detail.
I also.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, you go ahead.
I found funny on the security camera when Eggman captured Sonic. He was going frame by frame, but then when he slows down so much that he can't recognize Sonic, Sonic was still actually animated and running, as if he's so fast that even on the still frame you still see him move. It was kind of like a
Yeah.
fun little meta
Why
joke.
That's
I
great.
don't understand how Robotnik had to analyze that. With seeing like a big blurry spinny thing, you should know that's Sonic.
To be fair, this is the
Yeah.
first episode, although technically the fourth chronologically, but it's the first episode, so I'll give him a break on that. But yeah, admittedly, that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, because it was the first episode I saw on Dig It, which is the UK show it was broadcasted on. I remembered when it was first previewed, I remembered it showed Sonic carrying Manic, and you hear Fern Cotton, one of the presenters, saying that it's about Sonic finding his mum. So I was looking at thinking, is that his mum?
But that is a great point, Roger. It's just Sonic is so fast that even in a still image he's running.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a deliberate joke or just an animation goof, but I love to think that's like a deliberate choice.
Maybe it's just a
kinda-
GIF.
Sure, why not? That was a detail that made me chuckle, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's a bit of a shame they immediately throw away their classical instruments. I was kind of looking forward to having the rock song incorporate more classical instruments, which it actually did, to be fair. So,
It's especially funny because, like, in our first episodes, like, somebody was talking about, oh man, it'd be great if they had a triangle in one of their songs.
yeah, well, there they were for a brief moment.
Feel the wrath of the triangle. Ding.
But yeah, man, really should have played "Rock Me Amadeus" here. Amadeus.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas.
One thing I want to talk about is, if I have to be honest, we shouldn't see Manic being locked up. I think that the audience should be led to believe that the figure in the robe is Manic disguised as Alina. So then at the end, we see Manic come in with a bad wig and a crown, realizing that was the real Alina. Because it does make me think of this Blackadder Christmas special, where in one segment, Blackadder as a butler hatched a scheme with Baldric to have Baldric disguised as an old lady to steal all the presents from the Prince Regent. So he gets the woman he thinks was Baldric stealing all the presents, and then we get the actual Baldric in a really crappy costume, and then Blackadder realizes what he just did.
Nice. Classic comedy.
Yeah, it did feel like the plot twist here was a little too obvious.
Especially since you already saw Manic throw away his costume, so you already knew it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
They tried to salvage it by having him break out of his cell, like, almost immediately. But, like, by that time, we'd already seen his disguise.
It's gone, yeah.
Yeah.
What a shame. Oh, well.
I do also gotta say, I could have done without seeing Robotnik in a girdle.
Yeah, first adventure.
Nightmare fuel.
I will have to say, I'm kind of impressed that SWATbot was able to tie it up with just one hand.
Well, yeah, robot strength, I guess.
Or maybe he's
That's
like
something
me,
I forgot
and one arm is a sword, and he's doing everything with the other one.
Yeah.
And something I forgot to mention is Manic's kleptomaniac behavior actually did come in handy at one point, because as Sonic and Manic are trying to escape the robots from the chamber to get back to the passageway, it turns out Manic still stole stuff, and now he's chucking it at the robots. He's throwing it everywhere, and Sonic is like, I told you to stop stealing! And Manic is like, and I told you never know when this stuff might come in handy! So...
Yeah, for some reason that scene just reminds me of that one bit from Friendship Magic with Pinky like attacking the grown-up Spike, like, Pinky, stop giving him cake! I'm not giving him cake! I'm assaulting him with cake!
I just find it funny, like in that screenshot, like this, with Manic just throwing stuff at the SWAT bots, and they're kind of almost behaving like, "Ow, stop that!"
Yeah, I was about to say it wasn't that effective. The SWAT bot just standing there like, "Huh? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Hey, cut it out! Yeah.
Yeah.
Manic's point remains unproven.
Well, as Illy said later, his stealing helped him escape prison, so I guess it did help him out eventually. So.
Yeah, I noticed as the seasons go on, he becomes less of a klepto, but it's like he only does it it's like he now only does it like out of necessity and not just like if they need to get a key or something, that's when he'll swipe it. But yeah, and then he's just stopped stealing stuff for the sake of it. I will say though, I do love the chemistry between Sonic, Manic, and Sonia. They really do feel like siblings.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well done.
Yeah, like I like how Sonic takes on the big brother role because I think technically he is the oldest, and Sonia's the middle child, and Manic is supposed to be the youngest. And so him kind of reprimanding Manic is like, that's a very big brother, little brother dynamic right there.
It also clearly showed this is the first episode. Like, they immediately start establishing their characters. Like, in the first moment you see them, Sonic immediately eats chili dog, Manic immediately steals, Sonia immediately starts talking about her hair. It's like, all right,
yeah.
characters established. I got it.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess it's nice that we have character development, that those traits kind of get toned down later. I mean, it's kind of also noticeable by Sonia, her like stuck-upness being the richer one is also kind of downplayed often. It shows up for a joke, but then it's immediately gone again.
Mm-hmm. And something else I noticed was how each of the characters have something to do. It's not just Sonic solving all the problems to do.
Yes,
because that's kind of something that kind of irks me in a lot of the other shows, including Sad AM. I'm sorry, Melting Man, but it's like Sonic is like the key to solving everything, whereas in Underground, it's the three of them working together that makes the team work.
That's a very good point.
Together.
Yeah,
working
together. Whoa, in harmony.
In harmony.
Yeah, baby.
So,
But yeah, that's
Speaking
one of the
of-
reasons I like Underground is because each of the main characters has something to do, and even the side characters have something to do.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very well done. Balanced.
Even though in this particular episode, what that amounts to is all three of them arrive at the bridal chambers at the exact same time.
It's true.
Because that was Sonia's job, was to find the bridal chambers. She just walks in, Manic follows the secret tunnels and ends up there, and then Sonic spots it from outside.
Yep. Oh well, they worked. They have their own jobs, even though in the end it's pointless. But they still did it, so hooray! Anyway, nobody talked about how wonderful Acme looks in this wonderful outfit.
Yeah, because I kind of noticed that when I was like trying to find references to the those ceremonial swap bots, and yet that one screenshot of Robotnik just standing there was like so funny, and I think Sulla even better mentioned it that Robotnik looks like a child that has been dressed by his mother.
Exactly.
It was pretty much a depiction of the royal coronation back in May.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
no!
Ma, I don't want to wear the bunny costume. Me.
Oh no!
He just looks so goofy.
but like an adorable type of goofy in some
Especially
way,
with
just
the SWAT bots dressed as beef eaters.
yeah. Yeah, I actually drew like a picture of the beef eater in the live stream planning section because that's what I was rushing to do. Like, because I was like, oh crap, I've got like the last like 5 minutes to finish coloring this in.
Oh, you drew something? Do I need to show it off?
You can if you want to. It's in the live stream planning.
Poor Ewan. Did you draw something and didn't make it in?
Ceremony swap by.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Nice.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah.
So, speaking of clothing, and we got the picture on screen right now, is the dress that Sonia's wearing. The funny part is where she got that dress.
Oh,
that
yeah!
She took like her composer outfit, she like turned her jacket inside out, she ripped the pants, and then she just spun around and was suddenly in completely different clothes.
It's like a magical girl transformation.
Yeah. She's a witch. Yeah.
It's like, what was the point of all that other stuff? She's just gonna shapeshift her clothing.
I was getting a little worried when she ripped her leggings. I was like, where is this going? And then she started running us that, and I'm like, oh.
We got a quick preview of Sonic Dream Team and Robotnik's Dreams.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Well, for Badnik, he's mostly doing it just to humiliate Sonic and not, other things.
Well, I did get a bit worried when Robotnik plans to adopt Sonia, and I thought he was going to go, "You can call me Daddy."
You
I
can
was
call me Daddy.
I know. I was
And
seriously
Sonia has the
tempted to say
appropriate
that.
reaction.
Yeah, because I think that
Yeah.
works better if he said, "You can call me Daddy."
By any chance, Roger, do you have the screenshot of her screaming in response to that? Because it was like the most genuine scream, but she had like the most like uninterested look on her face.
Sorry, I need to grab it.
Yeah, it's
She,
that's just being like,
she sounds like, but she looks like
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I will be after YouTube gets through its stupid ads.
Oh, yeah. He's infecting the live streamers, too. Oh, no.
But yeah, it's what Batsu
Okay, I
looked
found
like.
it.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, I found it.
It's what Batsu looked like, a British guards.
Okay.
I wonder if anyone caught the Star Wars reference with how the cheer dog stands kind of resemble dog droids.
Oh, is
Oh,
that
yeah,
what
they
they're
do
supposed to
like
do?
dogs.
Now that you say, yeah, They do kind of resemble conch droids.
Sure it is.
Mother, I would remedy that.
Yeah, clearly they need to be like the next playable Sonic character.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if the actual Dunk droids can be playable in Lego Star Wars, why can't the chili dog stand?
Yeah. Thank you, Elise.
You're welcome.
Uh,
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost kind of looks like one of those. Yeah, I'm a fire in my laser. An oldie but a goodie.
yeah.
And has anybody else noticed that she's inside a roboticizer machine?
Oh, I didn't even know.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh! Yeah.
And I thought the platform.
Now that you
looked
mention
familiar
it.
there. Yeah.
I thought she was in like a tunnel. I didn't know. I just assumed for some reason, like, why is she in a tunnel?
I thought that was an impact crater.
Yeah.
That's Sonia charging up.
She's going all Super Saiyan. Ah! Yeah, that's what he's doing.
And then she ends up in a Yamcha pose.
Oh no!
What?
Not the Yamcha pose.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
What that is.
Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z. He's most famous for being killed by something incredibly weak, and so there's just a famous screenshot of him laying in a crater.
Oh. I still don't know
Oh,
who
yeah.
that is because I'm not that familiar with Dragon Ball. I mean, I know of it, and I know of the major characters. I just don't know really much about Dragon Ball.
I mean, congratulations, you know everything there is to know about Yamcha.
Mostly screaming and fighting.
Yeah, it's like, I may lose some nerd credentials with that, but oh well.
I'm not a big fan of Dragon Ball Z either. Too boring. It takes
It's
forever
been a
to do
long
anything.
time since I've watched. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched Dragon Ball Z. Like I remember like Dragon Ball Z. I just remember a lot way back then. A little bit about GT, which I've heard is usually frowned upon. But yeah, these days I'm way behind on Dragon Ball stuff.
I do like the original Dragon Ball. That was more comedic. But yeah, as soon as we get to the macho stuff, I'm out. It's way too boring.
Too macho for Roger.
Yep.
Too masculine.
Indeed. Makes me worry about my own masculinity.
Yeah, before we forget, hey, Steph joined up in the live chat.
Oh, really? Hi,
Hey,
Steph.
Steph.
Hey, want a quick shout out there, yeah.
Buongiorno to Stefino.
Oh, and Aaron's in the chat too. Hey, Aaron.
Ah, we got a full...
Yeah, our big wacky happy family.
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, I want to go back to the scene with Sleet and Dingo trying to capture Sonic with the chili dogs. Because that's a clip I showed to my sister. And,
Right,
oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Because the clip starts right as they're walking with the buckets, full of chili sauce and hot dogs. And I tell her, it's like, okay, this is Sleet and Dingo. And she said, oh, those are cool names. But then she sees their designs and she's like, oh man, these guys are ugly. As soon as she said that, that's when Sleet transformed Dingo into the hot dog machine. And she was like, oh, what is going on? And she said, I mean, I knew their character. I know I said their designs were ugly, but jeez. So like the timing on that couldn't be more perfect. So I had to stop the video. This is going to be a pattern. I had to stop the video and explain to her, like, yeah, Dingo can shapeshift because Sleet uses that device right there. And then as the scene goes on, she just gets more and more confused because then Sleet or Dingo pours the chili sauce into the places, and then there's the hot dogs and stuff, and she's like, oh no, he's torturing him. And then when Sonic comes, and of course she doesn't know why he's wearing a powdered wig, and so I had to stop the video and explain. And then we're just by the time it took us 5 minutes to get through the scene, which is like about 1 minute. I'm just like telling you the highlights of it. But everything just went on, and she was just like, oh my goodness, what is happening? And that's when I realized, yeah, Sonic Underground really needs context if you're going to show a clip to somebody.
But even with context, why are there green tentacles in his mouth?
Yeah, that is so weird. And then
There's
my
also
God. It took us 5 minutes just to get through the scene, and it's like about a minute long. And then when he finally exploded at the end, that's when we both lost it.
Good. That guy's dead now, right? Like, nope.
Yeah, and then she made the joke where it's like, well, his name is Dingo, right? And he has an Australian accent, so it's like he's got to be from Australia, which has everything in nature there just wants to kill you. So no wonder he's so invincible. Like he comes from a place where nature throws everything it possibly can at you.
Indeed.
there's also the fact that like during this little ambush, Sleet or Dingo like announces. No, I said Sleet the first time. Okay, Sleet announces that like, oh, there's something special, a Venus flytrap, and Dingo just very slowly transforms into a Venus flytrap, and then just slowly reaches down and chomps up Sonic.
Sonic does nothing.
Sonic just standing there the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought Sonic was going to
effort. Like, what he's in the chili dog.
He drops down, then it reveals that Sonic had sprinted away at the last minute. But no, it cuts to Sonic inside his mouth, and I'm just like, oh, he actually got him.
He's just so mesmerized by his hot dog.
Yeah,
it's gonna become a running
Luke just
trend.
made a good point. Luke just made a good point that they would have had much more success if they had just poisoned the chili dog.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
I haven't thought of that.
But wasn't a chili dog also deadly by itself because they did put like very hot stuff on it? They kind of made a point to show it that it was more
It's deadly
dangerous.
to it, not to Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic likes it spicy.
Yeah, I guess so. But
And I'm thinking to myself, Sonic, you have to perform in a bit. It's like you don't want to wreck your voice, do you?
that's why his voice is always.
Yeah, they'll just dub over his voice. Yeah.
That's why he doesn't have a different voice actor.
He took tips from Milli Vanilli.
Because I mean, that's the one thing about this episode, though, is like being the first one, is where for some reason they decide to increase the pitch of Sonic, and briefly at the start, Robotnik's voice as well, but then gradually going to normal. So I'm like, so why did they decide to put Robotnik's voice back to normal, but not Sonic's? Like, does he really need to be sound very high pitched?
I guess.
I noticed that throughout the episodes there was kind of like audio issues.
In
was
this
just
episode,
YouTube,
for some reason, most of Jaleel White's lines sound pitch shifted up for some reason.
Okay, I thought that was okay because I thought I heard that. It's like, oh, maybe it's just me. So I'm gled it wasn't me, like hallucinating.
Yeah, me too.
It's not even every line, so I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was sick or just having a hard time trying to get that recapture that Sonic voice. Because in Sonic Underground, he sounds a little older when compared to Saturday AM and Adventures of Sonic.
Yeah.
It's been 4 or 5 years since the last time he voiced Sonic, I think.
Roughly that, yeah.
The other shows were 1993 and this was 1999, so.
Yeah,
Yes,
late
voices.
90s, yeah. And it would be even more when he did the Sonic fan film one, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then he really couldn't do this voice anymore.
Yeah, it kind of feels like he has the energy still, but yeah, the voice is it definitely has aged over time.
My sister said that Jaleel made Sonic's voice sound cute. Which I have to agree.
Sure, fair enough. It's a pretty good voice. Yeah. Anything else we need to say about this episode?
I don't think so.
I like the picture of... I like the Sleep being strangled by Robotnik. That looked kind of goofy.
I think the only other thing I've got to say is just I love the line, "Oh, thank goodness, it's only a trap."
Another thing I could talk about is I suddenly remembered it as when how Digit like commercialized Sonic Underground, which I think Ewan might remember, is where they showed actual hedgehogs playing musical instruments and try to show it as a really radical music video.
Oh yeah,
What?
I think I remember. I think I showed that clip on the Discord chat of where some guy that was trying to be like David Attenborough, trying to introduce like a hedgehog sort of show. It's like, here we have is the common hedgehog. Noted for its loyal nature and cute facial features, its most recognizable traits are its ability to defend itself and its mastery of the guitar.
Oh wow, okay. But no, I don't remember that.
No,
Well, no,
you
it's
in
the UK.
No, I mean I don't remember you putting it on Discord.
Oh wow,
Maybe
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I see it.
Oh yeah, there.
That's amazing.
It's
Where?
in live stream planning. You just scroll up a bit. It's the Dig It Continuity 2000.
Oh, I see
With
it.
the guy's face going like, eh.
Oh right.
Oh, I see it.
That's fantastic.
Also,
Thank you for sharing that, Luke and
Oh
Ewan.
my god.
also unrelated, I remembered when Dig It promoted Recess by having a live-action recreation of its intro.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that was
nice.
That one. That was like, like live action.
Oh
When are
my
we getting
God.
that, Disney? Well, obviously that was back before they went all out and remaking live action Disney movies to the point where it's now like, nope, just keep it animated, leave it.
I want to see him do
Yeah.
Robin Hood, see how they would do it.
Hopefully we'll never see it happen. Here it is, Roger, showing the screenshot of like the hedgehog basically sniffing the baby guitar. Like, what is this thing?
While the camera sweeps around super epically, like, whoa, check this out! Sadly, I can't show that, but...
Oh, don't worry, I think Sylvia basically linked it in the stream chat, so hopefully later on you guys will be able to watch it and have a good chuckle at it.
Right.
Old 90s, like, action, things, radical! But anyway, moving on.
It's 2000, not 90s anymore, but close enough. Yeah, we're going
Well-
to... Yeah?
No, I'm just saying, well, originally. But yes, continue, Roger.
No, I mean, the video says it's from 2000, but yeah, next episode, I guess. To Catch a Queen!
Next,
Yeah, right.
I'll do this one.
Alright, Sala, go ahead.
Alright, so this episode starts with the hedgehogs monitoring, like, police radios, I guess, to keep tabs on what Sleet and Dingo are doing. And they're, like, chasing somebody. Somebody very important, because, like, oh, is guy's gotta be big if they're just, putting this much effort into it. And it turns out he's, like, one of Alina's, like, top captains or whatever. And yeah, so they crashed his ship, and he has to hoof it. And while he's running away, they're like, "Oh, I know how to catch him." And so Sleet turns Dingo into a baby and throws him like a football.
Yeah, because
And
there
just-
actually is like football linings on the design.
He just yells out, like, without disguising his voice whatsoever, "Oh no, somebody catch my baby!" And Argus actually stops and, like, catches him. He's like, "I've done a good deed for the day." And then it transforms back into Dingo.
Yeah.
It's
a
like,
football.
the old fly... It's the old flying baby trick.
Always works, but then he never uses it
Yep.
again. Ah.
Yeah.
It's a stone, Luigi. You didn't make it. It's a football. I chiseled it. Sorry,
So-
that he said.
So yeah, after they realize how important this guy is, they, Sonia, Manic, and Sonic decide to look into it, even ignoring their previous appointment with Bartleby. And, oh yeah, we get to see Sonia's motorcycle from the intro for the first time, and Manic's hoverboard. Woohoo, they've got vehicles, totally marketable vehicles.
Oh yeah, I guess this is the first time you get to see them with their
And they
things
never had
too.
action figures. Ah.
Yeah.
No, all
Look at his face!
Shame
yeah,
on
it's
you.
strange. Like no figures or toy sets, but no, all we got was the Tiger Electronic Sonic Underground game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I got.
Oh yeah, I got.
So, Sonic checks the wreckage and finds, for some reason, he takes Argus's keys. and but also finds his dog tags and a picture of them when they were babies. And for some reason, Sonia is very pale.
Maybe she was sick that day.
I love how the queen
Yeah.
has her back to the camera.
Yeah,
So she has to be
because, like,
mysterious.
Yeah. Maybe she's camera shy.
yeah. And it's just Argus being like,
Yeah, I was hip and cool before I got the mustache, the eye patch. Yeah.
yeah. So, anyways, they decide they need to go save Argus from being roboticized, but they do not get there in time, and he does get roboticized. And for once, it's like an actual full-on roboticization, where like every part of him becomes metal, and like Sonic just immediately gives up hope. He's like, now we'll never find Mom.
Well, we're fucked. End credits. Yeah.
Yeah. So then Sonia and Manic give him hope again because, like, oh, you know, the high-level robots have to get initiated at, like, an initiation. So we still have a chance to save him somehow. And so they like, go to the initiation. They, like, scrap some sound bots and disguise themselves very poorly. And then it leads to a scene showing off one of my favorite aspects of Sonia, is she has super strength. Just very casually, Sonia has super strength.
I love the joke leading up to it where Sonic is pushing the sound box around at Sonia's orders. So finally he gets frustrated. He walks up to her, picks her up, and then like slams her down right next to it, and he says, "Fine, if you want it done yourself, then you move it." And she just gets up, picks it up. So Sonic says, "Why didn't you just?"
Hey, maybe that's why they weren't phased from the buff disguise that Dingo had with the Queen Alina disguise. Like, oh, like Sonia's also strong, just like their mother. Ha ha.
It's especially funny because like she's not even like offended at Sonic doing this to her, just picking her up and throwing her on the floor. She's just like, oh, okay, I'll move it. And she just casually picks it.
And I love Sonic's dumbfounded look.
Meanwhile, Manic is of course stealing shit.
He's a klepto.
He is of course stealing shit. And so they start performing some very weird music which shouldn't be allowed, but like I guess Robotnik allows it for robot initiations. And he like even does the meme where he says like, "Is everyone having a good time?" And everyone is just dead facing. He's like, "Good, that would be illegal."
Yeah, it's weird, like, because in the previous episode, like, the whole, like, alright, I'll allow music for the ceremony, because, the whole thing was just a trap here, but here, there's not much of an explanation, it's just, oh, suddenly Robotnik has, like, bans music, but for this, like, one exception, he allows it for the robot initiation program thingy.
Yeah. So, obviously, before the initiation is over, Sonic outs himself, and they cause some havoc, and the SWAT bots show up, and once again fail to do goddamn anything. Sonia's keyboard is now emits smoke, I guess. And
that's definitely going to be a thing we'll be seeing in a couple more episodes.
Yeah. And so they while there's all this smoke and confusion, Sonic, Sonia, and Manic use their medallions to undo the programming on Argus so that his mind is returned to him. They're like, "Oh, that's neat, that's handy," and so they just leave. And
so you
Sonic,
realize,
of course,
when the heck did they learn they could do that?
yeah,
That's a good
exactly.
question, yeah.
And then, like, as they leave, Sonic does some Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog stuff where he just, like, cuts a hole in the floor and it tips over when they get close to the edge. And so, yeah, let's do a shot of Sonia, Manic, and Argus sitting on a picnic table. Manic is sitting right next to Argus, but he hands a picture to Sonia, who hands it to Argus. I don't understand. You're right next to him. Sonia is so much further away from you than him. Just hand it to him.
I had to laugh and look at the photograph, and it's just like blobs.
Yeah, it's just colored blobs.
Yeah.
Those were happier times, those blobs.
Yeah.
Happier times. We were shapeless blobs.
So Argus kind of explains a little bit about their past, and he's about to tell them where the rendezvous point with Alina is, but then the medallion effect suddenly wears off. Oh no, he's turning back into a robot. Oh, he never found out. And even worse, he accidentally recorded their conversation, so now Sleet and Dingo know generally where the rendezvous point is, but not specifically. So then we get to Manic, like bragging, like, "Oh, I know people of the streets. They'll definitely know something if something's going on." And so they sing a song, and nope, nobody helps except for a suspiciously orange man.
Ah, yes, this show's version of Lupin the Third. I mean, it kind of does when you look at it, with the suit and the haircut and all that.
I mean,
And
Yeah.
Lupin
this guy and this totally not suspicious looking guy says he will he will give them the information they want for a price, and that price is Sonia taking him out to dinner, courtesy of Manic.
Yeah, it was Manic's idea. Sonia did not
I
like
think it was because Sonia said something to him earlier that ticked him off, and so this was his way of getting back at her.
Like true siblings, yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So, the suspiciously orange man with purple glasses agrees, and tells them exactly where to find Sonia, and then they show up.
Alina, not Sonia. Alina.
Right, Alina, sorry.
That's okay. I do that too.
It's stated that off-screen she did take him to dinner. So then they go to the rendezvous point, and it's in a cave, and there's a ton of water, and surprise, surprise, Sonic can't swim, which is a first for Sonic cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, in Deke, at least.
I mean,
Wait, in Sat AM, isn't it said there he can't?
Sonic can swim in Sat Am.
Yeah, there's
Really?
it's very rarely, but yeah.
Yeah, it only comes up like a couple of times, but yeah, he's fine swimming in that series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then of course, Adventures of Sonic, yeah, there's definitely episodes where he's perfectly fine swimming in water.
Yep. So,
Actually,
yeah,
there
Sonic
is an episode
has...
called Deepest Fear in Underground where Sonic says he can't swim, but then there's a clip of him actually swimming.
Yeah. So, so Sonic is actually afraid of swimming in this series, which is a first. And then they spot Alina's scarf from way off in the distance, and they get on over there. Manic uses his hoverboard as a surfboard for some reason, when he can just fly. And then they get over there, and oh no, it's a trap. The scarf actually belongs to Sleet. Like, his name is on it and everything. And then Sonia cries for an entire commercial break.
Actually.
And then the glorious thing is that it cuts back, like, episode ends, wah! It's like, oh, we'll be right back. Okay, back. Wah!
Exactly. And as the hedgehogs escape, Manic's board gets shot, and that becomes relevant way later. But they have to keep climbing the ladders, while obviously bantering and bonding as siblings. And they get to the top, and then they go into different positions. And even though before they had just used their medallions to undo the programming on Argus, for some reason, this time they decided to actually summon their weapons and then do it. And which is especially weird because, this is also just how they use their weapons. So,
That was kind of confusing.
so it was very... Yeah, it was very bold of them to assume it would work that way. Like, alright guys, let's do it! Oh, shit!
You could have killed him, yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sleet turns Dingo into Argus and has him look around for Alina just in case she actually does show up, because they don't believe Alina would subject herself to these kinds of conditions for her children. That'd be preposterous. But just in case.
Sonia argues that they would if it means defeating she would if it means defeating Robotnik.
Yeah. So Sleet turns Dingo into Argus and has him look around, even though technically they're the ones who came up with this rendezvous point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another interesting point. When Argus, the fake Argus, falls in the water, you see it's only knee deep. So why Sonic is scared, it's a mystery.
Yeah.
The water isn't all that deep.
That's a fantastic point. I guess it's just that's how phobias work.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's true.
But so they fix Argus, and he just immediately he's like, all right, I'm not risking it this time. She's over there, and we see her cape, and she's all the way across the water again. Sonic has to go back, and
her
he's like
cape is somehow
terrified.
flowing, even though there's no wind in the tunnels.
Absolutely, yeah.
Special cinema-made capes. They always fly.
Yeah.
So Sonic has to go across the water again. Manic can't go because his hoverboard was broken. Oh no! So it has to be Sonic who goes. Because he's the only one fast enough, but he's like terrified of the knee-deep water.
Yeah.
And so they convince him by saying his own catchphrase against him. I'm waiting. And that works. That works, and he gets the courage, and he just flies across the water, no problem. And like as fake Argus Dingo is about to meet Alina, Sonic shows up out of nowhere and just completely causes a cave-in so that Dingo can't get her.
Using his mad guitar skills.
Yeah. If only Sonic was fast enough to catch a Dingo.
I don't know if Manic who did that.
No, it was Sonic.
Alright.
Yeah, he used his guitar to cause the cave-in instead of what Manic would usually do.
Yeah. And so Sonia and Manic climb to the top of the tower, and Argus cuts it with his laser beam so that it falls and forms a bridge. Sonia and Manic are just fine, even though they had a really hard landing.
That was fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, and then Argus's last act of defiance is to fuck with Sleet and throw him off the tower. That's only a...
But the way that scene is shot, because you hear his gun charging up, so you think, is he gonna shoot Sleet in the face? Because it really looks like he's going to, but then, no, he decides to pick him up and say, I'm going out with a bang, and he throws him off the tower.
Yeah.
But for a moment there, it sounded like Sleet was gonna get his face blown off.
It's shot very dramatically with zooms in and all that, too. Yeah, sorry, Sally, go ahead.
That would have been a great line if he actually was going to shoot him. I'm going out with a bang! And then he throws him.
It's a really weird scene, yeah. It looks way dramatic and then has absolutely no effect. Because Sleet is immediately read it back in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I guess.
And so, Dingo is trying to handcuff Sonic. And Sonic tricks him into hitting a pipe and then handcuffs him to the pipe. And then Sonic comes up with the brilliant idea to taunt Dingo's by calling him weak, implying that he's not physically strong.
He ain't got the juice.
He ain't got the juice. So Dingo rips the pipe in half, and somehow it has so much water pressure that it just completely bowls over Sleet and the SWAT bots.
It completely misses Sonic, Sonia, and Manic. Even though they were standing right there.
Yeah, I just love that scene. It's like, this guy ain't got the juice. Like, I can break these cuffs. No, you can't break these cuffs.
And then Sonic... as Sleet tries to stop him by transforming him back into Dingo, but then that just makes it worse.
Yeah.
And so Sonic, Sonia, and Manic all run off, and all using super speed. Dingo trips on a pipe, and that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just ends like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All it needs is just like a Looney Tunes fade out. Yeah. Do.
So, Luke, what do you think of this episode?
I just love the extremely goofy faces they gave Sonia, because there was a bit where Manic shows Sonia the stolen dog tags, and her jaw just drops and goes.
Yeah.
It's just so good. He like turns into this giant vacuum cleaner.
There's tons of great face expressions. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I like Sonia, actually, is because she's one of the few like female characters I've seen in Sonic who, like, besides Amy, who's actually allowed to have funny moments.
There's this British cartoon we have called Stop It and Tidy Up, and whenever this character Tidy Up freaks out, his mouth just drops and goes, "Arr!"
Oh yeah. Like,
And also she does it again when she finds out she went to a dinner with Dingo, and she just goes has a big head and screams.
the one thing I remember from like the when this was shown on Dig It is like they actually had the ad break on that moment, and as she goes, "I took Dingo out to dinner," and then literally the Dig It mascot character literally just flies out of her mouth and goes, "What's going on then?" And then it just cuts to Dig It. Sadly, I used to have it on VHS, but unfortunately those tapes are long since gone. But trust me, like that was like perfect, like what they did there. Like end of part 1 at the bottom, and just the character going, "What's going on there?" It's just such perfect comedic timing.
The thing I absolutely love how this episode starts. Like, it starts very badass. Like, you get this action hero with this straight chin, and he's right in the middle of an action in a chase sequence, like explosions. Sonic is racing around motorcycles, and then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, the guy completely turns goofy. He has this girly scream like "ah!" And he has this awesome animation where he runs like very derpy, like "ah!" This made me laugh so hard. Like, the whole scene is so badass with this cool Mission Impossible music playing, and all of a sudden the guy's completely derpy at the end. It made me laugh so hard.
The guy'd be cool like Han Solo.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, it's just kind of funny, like doink, 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 doink.
That's such an awesome animation. I don't know why everyone hates Sonic Underground's animation. I absolutely love it. It's great. It's so expressive.
And also, in the scene where they try to like find out information about where Lean is, there was this passerby. It looks like a camel walking by. I was like, I want to know about him. What's his story?
Yeah, the citizens look really awesome. I love the design of the side characters.
Oh yeah, like for some reason the kid with like the weird like wacky like black hair look kind of the spiky black haired kid, like for some reason he kind of reminds me of Tycho from Penny Arcades.
Oh, fair enough. I love how the song ends. Like, you see all the citizens kind of clapping politely and immediately walking off, and there's this awkward silence. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, especially when Sleet is like bopping his head to the beat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's just a random. Is that Sleet seems to be enjoying the music?
Yeah, even though it's their enemy.
Yeah, just headbanging to it, like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, good.
What's also funny is during the initiation thing, when you see all the people sitting, they all look like they don't want to be there with their grumpy faces.
Yeah. I really love the citizens yet. There a lot of personality there. It's awesome.
They're all like, I'd rather be at home.
But I love the initiation scene at all. Like, I miss this kind of Robotnik who constantly has these big showdown of speeches and all that about himself. Like, is he really just forcing everyone to constantly go to this arena to listen to his speech for every robot he has?
I am wondering
awesome.
I was wondering if it's reference to this, like a PC commercial. Like, there's all these people sitting in rows, and there's like this guy on a giant screen giving out orders, and then a woman runs in and throws a hammer at the screen.
Oh yeah, I remember that commercial. Yeah, it was something about anarchy or something. I don't know. It was a weird commercial.
An idea I had many years ago was that, like, technically, as this episode proves, Sonic, Sonia, and Manic could be a Sonic Heroes team.
Pretty much, yes.
Because Sonia has super strength and Manic has a hoverboard.
Oh my, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and I do like these three together. They just really they really feel like siblings.
I do love these characters. I want Sonia and Manic to come back, but obviously it's not going to happen because it hasn't happened.
The Sonic team
other
really
than that
hates...
one Archie comic, Melty.
Well, I mean, there was one time. Well, there was one time they did a crossover, but in Archie Sonic. But yeah, there was going to be plans for an epilogue, like a proper ending to Sonic Underground. But yeah, that ended up getting canceled.
Yeah,
Well, there is
Sonic
a-
Team really hates this show.
Wait.
What does it look like?
There is a fan comic version of it.
There
Oh
you go.
yeah, from what is it? Archie Sonic Online, yeah. But I've mostly been avoiding that, mostly because, well, first impressions weren't that great. Like, people are, well, what is it? I'm trying to remember. Like the admins running the site, they're like, not that great. Like, they're purely, like, old canon Archie Sonic purists. They'll, like, attack or boot anyone out that, like, oh, what about the new canon? Oh, IDW, da-da-da-da-da. And, I even heard they got rid of the original people that created the site, so now it's just filled with random assholes or whatever. But I know it's been too long. They've been active with stuff, so maybe stuff has changed, but I don't know. There's kind of too many other fan-made Archie Sonic continuations out there outside of that.
Yeah. Fanworks to the rescue!
Yeah.
As usual. I couldn't help but notice that Sonic's they kind of endangers a lot of civilians there, because you also see like random civilians getting falling over when the whole
Oh yeah,
room
the
collapses. The balcony collapses. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like kind of funny, like those, like I mean, understandable for Dingo and Sleep to get injured, but like, what exactly did those three end up doing to deserve that sort of treatment?
I mean, they're rich.
They're rich. There you go.
Yeah, they're pompous. They're pompous rich people.
Sonic's the down with the 1%.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still kind of weird to see them. Just
Even though
randomly-
technically Sonic is a royal himself.
Yeah, he's one of the 1%ers. Ooh, hypocrite!
Yeah. Ooh.
You filthy hypocrite. Like, it's not the rich people have a choice. They have to, otherwise they get roboticized if they don't know what Robotnik says. So you still kind of are hurt innocent civilians there. Oh well. I guess they're okay. After all, Dingo and Sleet are okay, so...
Something though okay, this is something that never really gets mentioned at all in Sonic, except for like, Sonic X or like the 2000s games, is why is Eggman the only like human character?
That's a good question.
Everybody else on this planet is like
Oh my god.
anthros.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. When like Sleet and Dingo are analyzing the footage that Argus recorded of the conversation, Sleet specifically says, "It's a shame we can't access his human memories."
Yeah, that was a good point.
I suppose just simply saying organic memories just wouldn't blow as well. We got to
Yeah.
say human.
Or he wasn't
Although-
human, just a very mutated looking one.
Yeah.
Although I do think some humans do actually turn up later on, because obviously that was basically me just trying to get all the songs and such. So naturally, I ended up seeing some shots of where there's like at least one shot where there was like mostly consisting of humans, and I'm just like, oh, so this is where all the humans are,
Are you sure?
and then they just vanish.
Oh,
I'm sure, but I'm not going to say where though.
But
You find out for
Yeah,
yourself when the time comes.
Yeah, I just know in other Sonic media, it's just, oh, why is Robotnik the only human? Don't ask. And then with the games, they did the whole Station Square thing and yada yada yada.
I mean-
but nowadays with the games, it's like, oh, why is Robotnik the only human? Oh, well, that's because he killed off the human race during the events of Sonic Forces off screen. Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, he says that he killed Gun off screen, but I mean, like, we haven't seen that or humans anyway, so you might as well just say, yeah, he wiped out the human race, making himself an endangered species. Yeah, nice job, numbnut.
At least there's a reason in the movieverse why they have it mostly set on Earth.
that's true.
Yeah.
And to Sonic Underground's credit too, a lot of the anthros are also unique looking. I mean, there's no other guy that looks like Dingo. And even some of the civilians look really unique, so it's not like Robotnik is the only weirdo that's like has a unique design to him.
Speaking of Dingo, the time when he's like disguised as the hobo who like gives them the information, Dingo was actually surprisingly competent there, because like he didn't like at any point. He wasn't being stupid. He kept his cool the entire time, even when offered dinner with Sonia. And while he was very excited about that, he still didn't blow his cover. He just casually accepted the offer.
He must have behaved very well during the dinner. Sonia didn't notice anything. So
Yeah, and he was able to somewhat hide his voice, and not just like, oh, I'm Dingo. That's like, I'm that street guy. I know where you can find your queen. That kind of thing.
Yeah, it's so weird that he was like just so shockingly competent this one time.
Actually, there is a second time, even though technically Sleet would be coaching him through an earpiece, but yeah,
right.
it's like he does. He at times he is competent.
there you go.
Yeah.
He had a good night's sleep, so he was more competent than usual.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he has his moments. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Anything else?
Every now and then you do come up with something, don't you?
Oh, by the way, I think I know. I think I now know the reason why Manic set Sonia up to go out to dinner with Dingo in disguise, because she gave a slight at him after they were done with their song, and then she's like, "They'll come running with the 411," as if she's like dissing him, And Sonic basically tells her to back off. He's just as disappointed as we are, and then I think that was the reason why Manic decided to set Sonia up like that.
That's what you got. Yep.
And I noticed there's a few interesting details in this episode, like with like roboticized characters. Like so far, we've seen from like when we first started the series, they're kind of more like half cyborg kind of style, so that we're like fully roboticized. But this episode's like, yeah, Argus is a fully robot now. So I guess Robotnik just like fixed the bugs out for designing them.
He was just such a metalhead that the transformation.
Well,
was
actually,
complete.
there isn't. I'm gonna try, but there is an episode where we meet someone who was like physically roboticized, but not mentally.
Oh
he's
yeah, I think I
again-
know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so I think that might have led to, and he looks like half robot, half anthro, and that does lead to. I think that might have led to Robotnik like wanting to design a better roboticizer, because apparently with that one it malfunctioned, so he still had his free will, but he just, he was half roboticized.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll see that when it happens.
And then, of course, the other detail I feel like pointing out is the robot disguises that Sonic and the gang are dressed up as while doing the band. And I kind of find it funny how Sonic's helmet pretty much looks like a gypsy from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I do want to bring up something. They had this ability that could deprogram a roboticized person, but I don't think they would do it ever again.
Oh yeah, I think this is the only time they tried doing that.
Now, they could have used it to deprogram their adopted parents.
Exactly.
Well, it is said that it's only temporary, so I guess there's not much of a point to it.
Yeah.
Only when
Yeah,
you
but they did it a
specifically...
second time, and that they somehow managed to get through to him.
True, but then even then he transforms back after a minute or so. So I
Yes.
guess it's only useful if you want to get some quick information. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially since apparently the medallions need to recharge. That's new.
Yeah, it's
Which is
like,
funny because, like, as soon as they're done recharging, they're like, let's play a song.
look, I give the show credit for at least giving an excuse. I've seen too many Saturday morning cartoons where they don't even bother, where it fails once and like, okay, we never try it again. So I'll give the show credit for having smart enough writing that even bothered to give an excuse. So there you go.
Yeah, with this show, they're kind of just making up shit as they go along with the medallion's powers and everything.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
And then, of course, random music videos popping up, which we're definitely going to be seeing that a lot more in Sonic Underground.
Yeah, that was so weird in the last episode because they actually had a perfectly fine excuse, like, oh, they're gonna play song at the wedding, but then instead the music video was while they were practicing instead. I mean, I guess it didn't fit in the story at the end, but
Okay. If you want them to like do it when it's like relevant like that, you're gonna have to wait for the best Bartleby episode.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while.
all right,
It's gonna be a while, but it's gonna be worth the wait.
I'm sure they're gonna be bad moments, yeah. But in the 2 episodes of today, the songs work decently well in context. So, all right.
Yeah.
But I can't wait till we get a bad context episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. There's definitely a few.
And if I could indulge for a moment, because ever since I started writing Legacy and I was watching these episodes, I was thinking, how would my characters integrate into the story? And I'm talking about the Mystics specifically. And I had this insane idea where it's like, it seems like every organic being can be roboticized, but I'm thinking, what if Mystics couldn't be roboticized? Because of a special power that they have. Because I put in the chat a Force Jewel that Mystics have, which is it's called Restoration, which is a healing power. And that would basically prevent them from being roboticized. So Robotnik is like, I have no use for these people because, one, they're too powerful, they can't be roboticized, and they could also possibly de-roboticize other people, so he would try to wipe them off the face of the earth. So the Mobians and the Resistance, they had to go underground. If the Mystics were there, they would have had to go to the center of the earth.
Don't make me write an episode like that, because I immediately make use of that. Like, the Mystics were deliberately, every single time someone is about to get roboticized, the Mystics deliberately get themselves captured just to hog up the roboticizer. Like, roboticize me first! And then it keeps clogging it up because it doesn't work. And it's,
and then it's like, why is this happening? And then, of course, for my main character, or my Mystic character who's first introduced, Alex, like she would be the first one to come back because she met Alina, and Alina basically told her, it's like, hey, these, like, my children in the Resistance need your help. So, and she's like, okay. So, doing vigilante work.
Sure,
then she runs into underground, and they think she's a Mobian because she's trying to hide her identity until they actually get into the roboticizer machine, and she uses her abilities to blow it up.
Speaking of the underground, I'm kind of surprised. I've seen 5 episodes now, and I still haven't barely seen a glimpse of the actual freedom fighters that they're supposed to be part of. I guess that's for episodes in the future.
Yeah.
I like to imagine it's very, very small.
Apparently so.
Oh, it's actually, we're on 7 episodes now, actually.
Oh yeah, we had a Halloween episode. I forgot. 7 episodes. I haven't seen any.
7 episodes. So we still got.
One of them was mentioned in the Mummy episode.
That's a good point. And in the very first episode, we saw Uncle Chuck.
And there was that hippie guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was the hippie guy.
All right,
Yeah,
fair enough.
guy.
Fair enough. We see more than I thought, but not much of an organization yet.
Nah, with this show, it's definitely one of those shows where, like, a lot of the characters are just one-shots. There's barely any reoccurring ones. There's maybe, like, 2 or 3.
Only Barnaby.
Yeah, Bartleby. Bartleby and 2 members of the Freedom Fighters, I think. Yeah.
Although Bartleby already had plenty of character development now, because he already started off as cowardly and he's already helping out. So.
Yes, Bartleby is so great.
Yeah, Bartleby is an interesting character, more so than I thought he would be.
Yeah, I kind of thought he would just be one of those, like, toughest snobs, like, oh, just, trying to follow higher power. But, like, yeah, in the previous episode, he does show that he's trying to do his best to, like, keep Sonia and the others from not being captured by Robotnik. So, he's kind of playing double agent in a way.
Yeah.
Can be easy.
Man, I love Bartleby. I've forgotten how great Bartleby is.
Oh, that's good to hear. Looking forward to more then. Anyway, shall we move on to our music judgment?
Music!
Ah, yes, today's episode of Mobius Idol, or whatever.
Pretty much. Okay, are you ready for Wedding Bell Blues When Tomorrow Comes?
Yeah, let's just get to the live stream
Sure,
sections.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Oh, Buckers and Butterscotch, I gotta get there, sorry.
Alright, just say when you got it.
Yeah.
Yep,
Got
all
it.
good.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone ready then? 3.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go!
When tomorrow comes, we'll be walking in the sun. Na 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 na. Oh, when tomorrow comes, we got nothing but fun. Na 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 na. Yeah, when tomorrow comes. Oh, when tomorrow comes. Oh, when tomorrow comes, we'll be walking in the sun. Na 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 na. When tomorrow comes, when tomorrow comes.
There we go, our Rock Me Amadeus.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hooray, hope it wasn't too loud. Anyway, yeah, it's time to be voting, I suppose. Melty, you're first. What do you think?
Almost forgot.
Okay. Well, first off, I just wanted to say, love the screenshot they used for this rating. How Sonic and the others look like deactivated animatronics.
Sonic looks like he's kissing the floor.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very much for.
Okay, yeah. So it was the song for itself. But it starts off a bit slow, but then it gets good. So, and I think I was gonna give it a 3, but it's slightly above. So it's like a low 4 for me.
Alrighty, Sala, your turn. Your opinion.
All right. I actually think it's pretty good. It's definitely better than I remember, but it is a little repetitive and short at the same time. So while I would like to give it a 4, if it was longer, I would. I'm going to give it a 3.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Kind of wish it was longer. Yeah.
Elise, your opinion.
I agree with Sala, but I will give it a 4. Because, yeah, I really like the beat that goes with it. Sure, it is repetitive, but it's got a really great beat, and I like the instruments that go with it, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, same with me. I always love orchestral with rock mix. So I'm happy they did that, because I was kind of worried when they immediately threw out the classical instruments in the cartoon. But yeah, we got it. So pretty good. Yeah. 4. Luke.
I'll give it a 4. I like the harpsichord bit at the beginning, and I find the music and singing a bit catchy.
Alrighty. Ewan.
I think I might give it a. I'm stuck between either 3 or 4 at the moment, because I'll be a little generous and I'll just give it a 4, because I mean definitely like the sort of little opening bit, and then like the music itself when it kicks in has like a good beat to it. And surprisingly enough, it's actually one of the shorter songs of the like the entire 40 other songs out there.
Yeah, I guess they had a lot of episodes to go through. But yeah, first episode, it's the first introduction, so apparently pretty good.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's 23 points overall.
Yeah, not a bad score.
Yes.
Not a bad score at all.
Yeah.
Right, To Catch a Queen. Have you got the 4.11?
I will say, though, like, for this song When Tomorrow Comes, at first I was going to give it a 3, but then I listened to it again, and I'm like, actually, I think it deserves a 4. So.
Yeah, that seems to be it's 3.5, I guess, generally.
I wanted to give it a 4, but God, it was just over so quickly.
Yeah, and it is a
I
bit
wanted
repetitive.
more. Yeah.
More.
Better leave you wanting for more than the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
All right. Next song.
To Catch a Queen, have you got the 4.11? Everyone ready?
Yep.
Almost. Give me a minute. Yes, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm looking for someone. Have you got 411? I'm searching everywhere for this special lady. Looking for someone. Do you have 411? Please help me if you can. Stop my lonely waiting. Have you got 411?
Yes, considerably longer in the other one.
Yes. All right. So, for anyone outside of America, 411 is the number you call for general local information.
Ah,
So that's what that means. Is if you've got the 411, it means you've got information.
Yeah.
like a 911, but less emergency-ish.
Yeah, 911 is calling for help. 411 is looking for information. So.
All right, I didn't know that, so thanks for the details. I guess it kind of breaks rule building of Sonic Underground if they operate on American logic, but whatever.
I mean, there was that joke in Sonic Sat-Am where Robotnik said something's rotten in Topeka, wherever that is.
Hell yeah. That was, Sat-Am, yep.
Guess Mobius has equivalents of those. Alrighty, so, Melty, your opinion on this song?
I'd give it a 2.
Whoa!
Just like,
Really?
Whoa!
yeah, like I don't know. It just kind of, I just find it a bit bland in some ways. Like I do like how Sleet somehow listens to the music and he's bopping his head to it, but I don't know. Most of the song is just nah, 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 nah. It's like it's a bit grating on me for my taste. So yeah, 2.
All right.
Reminds you too much of childhood bullying. Nah, 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 nah.
Good.
Oh yeah, all those years of being tortured, all because I liked Archie Sonic.
Yeah.
And now Sonic does it back to you as well. Oh, no.
Well, hey, it's gotten more worse these days with like, you're not a real Sonic fan because you like the other Sonic stuff more than the games and yada yada, and it feels like there's just been this growing prejudice and hatred to like all the other official Sonic media, all because it's not quote unquote canon. The fucking games and well, that's just
I don't even think the games know what is canon anymore.
No.
yeah.
Canon
At this
means
point, there is
nothing.
no canon. Yeah, at this point, there is no canon.
Canon is meaningless. I'm saying in Sonic, okay? So
Yeah, there is no canon to the game.
yeah, there
Like,
is no
each game
canon.
takes place-
So-
Yeah, each game takes place in their own separate universes. There is no canon, so none of that everything is canon bullshit.
Pretty much. That said, I do agree you're not a real Sonic fan. You're an artificial one from the planet Zorpus. So, there you go.
Yeah.
No, I'm from the planet Gasmoxia.
There you go.
Ah,
Yeah.
I understood that reference.
I was hoping someone would.
Yeah.
Sala, your
Crash Team Racing
opinion.
is one of the
Oh, sorry, yeah?
best games ever.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, Crash Team Racing is the best kart racer of all time. Of course, I know. Anywho, my rating, I will give this song a 4 because the na is a little repetitive, but like it sounds good.
Yep.
So I like the song. I really like it. It was one of my favorites when I first watched it as a teenager. So yeah, I'll easily give this one a 4.
Alrighty. Elise, your thoughts on na 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 na.
I will also give it a 4. It is really, I think it is really catchy. I think the lyrics are well put together. It is a little bit longer and it's less repetitive than some of the other songs. And so yeah, I think I like some of the visuals that go along with it as well.
Yeah, the music video is pretty good.
Yeah. So I would also give it a 4.
Alrighty. Same do I. I love the na 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 part. Very catchy. It's it is kind of repeats itself a bit, but I enjoyed it. So 4, good enough. Liked it, punky. Luke.
I would give it a 3. I mean, it's all right, but I found it a bit too cheesy for my taste. I mean, it also makes me think of Umbot by Hanson.
Ooh. Well, I like Umbat, so that's fine. Alrighty. Luke is the more strict of us. He's the real music fan. He knows what real music should be. Ewan,
That's
your
metal.
thought. Yeah, metal, yeah. It's not proper metal yet.
I think I'll give it a 3 as well because I mean it's all right, but like the whole sort of na 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 was just like a bit much. And
Okay.
because to
It
me
has that
like
90s cheese to it, doesn't it?
yeah, and to me when I think of like when I hear like the characters do that sort of like noise and such like da 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 sort of thing, that obviously is a clear indication like they had to rush this song out quickly. So that's obviously which is a quite common thing with Sonic Underground is like there'll be times where they'll be going da 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 sort of thing, and it's just like, oh yeah, that was a song pressed for time.
La 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 la. I don't have to remember any lyrics. La 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 la.
Exactly.
I think it's very funny. I think it's very funny that our score all seems to depend on how tolerant we are of the na 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 na. Because everyone who hated it gave it a low score, and everyone who was fine with it gave it a high score.
Yeah, great. Now I look like the bad guy.
No, you don't.
Hey, don't.
So this song gets a 20 out of a possible 30.
There you go. And
Yeah.
don't feel bad about your opinion. I mean, your taste is terrible. Don't get me wrong, but you're free to say whatever you want.
Gee, thanks. You're a bowl of sunshine, aren't you?
To be honest, I would rather listen to the theme of the Banana Splits.
Oh, right. That's a good point.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't feel pressured if you're the only one that gives it 1, while everyone gives it a 5. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm the only one who gave the last song a 3.
There you go.
Here's the thing, though, is that I have like different tastes, or like I don't like criticizing anything. So, like, I will find some redeeming qualities and stuff, unless it's objectively awful. So, even if it's something I don't really like, I will point out the redeeming qualities. But yeah, so I don't really see myself using a 2 or a 1 in this case. Although I think I now know why I look like I'm busy in that icon is because everybody else who has a 1 is screaming. It's giving me a headache.
We're just trying to drown out the sound of the song.
Yeah, and then I'm standing there, it's like, I can't even hear the song above all this yelling.
Well, it's basically Solo's basically just died because he's just given up. And same with like my one, who's just like, ugh.
Oh no.
It's kind of fun.
But yeah,
so the only one I see using a 1 or a 2 is maybe Luke. Yeah, he wants real metal, not this fake metal.
Actually, Luke did use a 2 in the last one.
Oh, there you go.
Thinks. But yeah, just in case anyone wants to know, like, currently the lowest scoring song at the moment is the episode Harmony or Something, and We're All in This Together at a somewhat suitable 18 points. But, you know, that could all change. Next time, you never know.
I'm sure there's some stinkers later on.
Yeah.
I thought it would be We Are Sonic Underground Mummy Rap. That was the lowest score.
That one's got like 19. That one.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, just
only 1 point higher.
But
avoided the low spot by 1 point.
An 18 is still an average of 3 points from each of us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't really bashed the song yet.
Yeah, because basically Luke was the one that gave it 2 points, and Roger gave it 4 points, so it just evened out to like 3 points from everyone.
I ruined it all.
I'm not really much.
No, you recovered it in a way. Or was it Luke? I don't know.
Yeah, Luke was the one who balanced you out.
Yes.
Luke and me are the polar opposites, the battery minus and plus. Alrighty, shall we move on to the comics?
Yes. Yes, off the Fleetway Sonic.
Yeah.
Wanted Tails, who committed a crime, apparently. A murder, according to his face expression. So, Spinball Wizard, where Sonic is a jerk. Anyone wants to do a synopsis?
I was going to say I was going to give it a go, because I ended up having to write down most of the synopsis for the single stories, because I was rushing for time.
Alright, you and you get that one. Okay. Melting Man gets to do the multiple parts. And I do nothing.
Okay. Let's see. Spinball Wizard. Tails notices Sonic is answering fan mail, but he responds to Tails like, "Oh, there's no fan mail for you. You're not that important," which gets Sonic a little bit concerned as when he notices like how Tails like kind of pouting, thinking like, "Oh, he's going to do something foolish," and
not about hurting his feelings or anything. Just like, "Oh, he's going to do something stupid because Sonic's an asshole."
Exactly. But yeah, but of course, right on cue, he flies to Casino Night Zone to find any trouble with a bird saying like, "Oh, don't be such a stupid idiot." But of course, Tails ends up finding the trouble when he goes into the random building, and of course, he gets captured by troopers as Robotnik explains to him, like, that you'll be bait to luring Sonic to my brand new Spinball murder machine. Kind of like the fact he actually says murder in it. But yeah, the bird from earlier informs Sonic of what's happened to Tails, and he spins off to rescue him, smashing through all the troopers guarding the building, and enters to see Robotnik's Spinball machine with Tails tied up at the very top. Sonic makes an attempt to rescuing Tails, but gets bounced all over the place, pretty much almost like in the actual Spinball game, where he gets dazed, and Robotnik uses this opportunity to fire his gigantic pinball at him to squash him. Though Tails manages to break free of his bonds and decides to go all clown-like and basically get on top of the giant pinball and steer it towards the power generator, which explodes the entire building, but yet leaves them practically unscathed. Later on, Tails gets a letter from the post owl, but rather than being fan mail, it's a fine from the library that he's got an overdue library book. With Sonic's ego flaring up, saying like, "Only I get the fan mail, Tails." And it's like, "Oh, shut up, you bastard."
Oh man, I love the giant Robotnik on the pinball machine, especially when you get more epic perspectives on it, like from low on. It looks awesome, right? And Robotnik's distorted face like that, like, oh.
Yeah. Part of me almost wondered though, was like, was the whole pinball screen like an actual screen, or just like a final print? Because it does kind of change, like in the second page and then the fourth page.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. I'm just wondering, like, if it's a screen or not. Because if it was a screen, it's like, oh look, he really wants to be there to see Sonic's bloody remains splatter on the screen.
That would be even funny if it was a camera, yeah, where you actually see live footage of Robotnik and he just constantly has the same face expression. But yeah, it does change a bit, yeah.
I do wonder if this is supposed to be like their equivalent of the Sonic Spinball adaptation.
Probably, since they never had a proper one.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a Spinball story, but like it was a vague one, so I think they just brought this one out because maybe Spinball got a reissue for the Game Gear or something, maybe.
Could be.
God, the Game Gear version. I'm sure Roger knows all too well with what he did to his Game Gear for that.
Yeah, and maybe throw the thing around. Poor Game Gear.
Yeah.
Still, I managed to beat the game. Yay.
In my case, no, I've never been able to. No, I couldn't even get past the first level in the Game Gear version. Like the Genesis version, I made it to like the third level, and then I got lost. So after that, it's like, all I get are just the Spinball references to Fleetway Adventures of Sonic, and RG Sonic had a story based on Spinball, which had those critters jumping on bellows, which surprisingly those would make cameos later on in the series. But yeah. Yeah. And of course, it's also the only Sonic game that actually has Sally and the Freedom Fighters, even if Sega likes to pretend that that game doesn't exist.
Tragic, I guess.
I mean, they don't pretend the game doesn't exist because it was referenced in Sonic Origins.
Oh yeah, you only references a stupid island. You couldn't even actually play the game. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, but that they acknowledge the game exists.
Yeah,
that's something.
Now, if only they could acknowledge that Vector, Charmy, and Espio can actually show up in classic Sonic material rather than just barring them away. That's like that's another one of their stupid mandates. Like, despite like classic Sonic and Redcon, yada yada yada. It's like, what about the Chaotix? Like, nope, modern Sonic thing only. But they showed up in Knuckles, yeah, modern Sonic thing only.
And Espio showed up as Sonic the Fighters, yeah. Oh wow.
Yep.
Like Ellie said, canon is optional with Sonic. Or complicated.
Yeah, so next time somebody argues with you about canon, just ask them what canon.
Yeah.
People are going to trip over themselves trying to explain.
Every
time I try to make sense of it, I trip over myself. So, why do you think I started Legacy in the first place? It got on my nerves.
And I'm not going to bother doing that stuff because I've already taken the whole Oath of Silence thing on. I'm not going to talk about Sonic games anymore, even though that there are days this definitely has taken a more negative effect where it just kind of triggered my depression. Like, I can't talk about Sonic games even though there's some I like and I don't like and people shit on me and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. The Sonic Colors backlash just really runs deep with me.
I guess so. But hey, if someone asks about Sonic's canon, you can always say that there's cannons in Sonic in Carnival Night Zone and in Flying Deck Zone, Sonic Avenger. We're kind of shouting at you.
Alright, wasn't there
Or the
also
Eclipse Cannon.
And an Eclipse Cannon, there you go.
That's the only cannon in Sonic that matters.
There you go.
Yeah, the Eclipse Cannon. Yeah.
Do it.
Wasn't there also a cannon in Sonic Unleashed?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, baby.
I see.
I hear Sala make desperate sounds, but
Well, I did just remember that there actually is a canon in Sonic Lost World. It's from those carnival minigames with Orbot and Cubot.
that's true. Yep. So plenty of cannons in Sonic. There you go. But
There are
they're all
multiple
different.
cannons, so how do you know which one is real? Unless this whole thing is a Sonic multiverse and we just get all of the Sonics from every single game all put together.
Sure, why not?
Across the Sonic.
But yes, there are cannons in Sonic Unleashed. In the opening cutscene, there's cannons on the Egg Fleet that fire
yeah.
at Sonic.
Good point. Good
Yes.
point.
Our Sonic Unleashed expert, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Applause. Sound effect. Now, there you go.
There we go.
All right, more stuff to say about our Spinball wizard, like how the library can somehow know where Tails is, even though they're on a traveling circus.
They know everything when money's involved.
Yeah. The owl
Also,
betrayed them.
Also, I think this is the story that people would use to say, "Oh, this Fleet made Sonic a dickhead because of all this." But even though Sonic can be a good person in other stories.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because
I wonder
it's-
how many kids send in fan mail for Tails just because of this story to the actual magazine. But yeah, sorry, Luke, go ahead.
Mainly because Sonic has had this badass attitude, and he can be a bit of a dickhead in these early days. But I mean, there are people that do like Tails and that, and yes, Sonic does respect him better later down the line.
I suppose so. I guess it's just frustrating that Tails almost never gets a heroic moment. Although Fleetway does give him a lot of moments, although always in private in a fantasy world and never when Sonic is around.
Yeah.
And also, he joined a terrorist group.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
the cheap terrorist group, yeah. Well, hey, at least with Tails, at least he still has Blaze Riona as his fan.
There you go. And he gets to do more heroics here than he ever did in Sonic CDM and some other shows and games.
Ah, yeah. And even more in Sonic Underground because he did nothing.
He doesn't exist there.
yeah.
Right, shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Ewan, you
Alright.
get all to do all the one-shots. Melting Man, you get
Okay.
the next one.
So all the one shots then.
Yep.
Okay, which one is it then?
Knuckles, new Master Emerald.
Okay. The
If
problem
you
was
don't
I
want to
actually-
do it, just say it.
Well, maybe someone else can do it because I only just got up to the part of where the robot started shooting Knuckles. So
okay, so
I can do it, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I can do the story, yeah. Okay, so, right, new Master Emerald. So where we last left off, Knuckles had just finished harvesting for a new Master Emerald because the previous one got destroyed by Dr. Zachary. So now he's just trying to get the thing running, and the old mech that Zachary left behind is kind of stabilizing it for the moment. And he's like, oh, like, maybe one day I'll try and find my people. And then suddenly, the robot's shooting the laser. It's like, oh, shit. So the robot is being, like, was he, like, powered up by the emerald or something? But, yeah, he's going crazy and shooting at Knuckles, and he's like, oh, I gotta get it away from the Master Emerald. And then the robot suddenly starts speaking. It's like, oh, energy level's critical. This unit will be explode in like 30 seconds. It's like, no, that can't happen. And then suddenly his energy has been stabilized because of the Master Emerald. So now that he's a little more civilized, Knuckles is like, okay, Yuki, why did you wind up with that Dr. Zachary? It's like, oh, he reprogrammed me to serve him only. The energy drain has now been removed the energy has removed this interference. It's like, oh, okay. Well, maybe one day I can use your tech to discover what happened to my people, like, right after I do some house cleaning. And then it ends.
yeah,
Alrighty.
that's it. Typical of the robot destroying everything. Again,
Of
even with only just being ahead.
Yeah. Well, he's got to get ahead in the game.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
I love the sound effects. Vazaz! Attack! It doesn't really sound like a Sega Genesis sound effect, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Zoom. Attack!
Yeah.
Gotta love comic book sound effects. That's all I got to say. The rest is just knuckles fighting, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fazag and Vroom and.
Yeah, that's my review. That's Roger review of this comic. Fazak Zoom.
Yeah. Best sound effects. 10 out of 10.
Exactly. Yeah, anyone has something to say about this? It's a bit of a simplistic comic.
Yeah. It's just a simple enough one, though. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting little snippet of, like, you know, what else can we do with this robot? Oh, let's just have him attack Knuckles again. Okay.
I do like the continuity. It does bridge the stories I had again. So.
And always decent artwork from Nigel Dobbin.
Yep.
Painstakingly colouring everything by himself.
Ooh, that must be a lot of work, because that's all hand painted. Poof.
Yeah. And the fact he has to do this in, like, fortnightly time deadlines or something.
Whew. Yeah, hard workers. Jeez. Alrighty, then we move on to the next one. Fox on a Run, where Tails gets his heroic moment in Tom and Jerry's Adventures. Who wants to do the synopsis?
I thought you said fucks on the run. Yeah, the fuckers on the run.
You lot of dirty minds.
No, I just misheard him.
Yeah, I mean, like when Roger said, it's like, wait, did he say "fucks on the run"? I mean, like I can understand what the character we're gonna meet, but
that's the title of the episode. Look, Fox on the Run.
Made by Fred Fucks. Yeah.
Oh, Gilbert Gottfried.
No.
Sorry.
I have no fucks to give because they're on the run.
Hold on one moment. There we go.
Hey.
Late, but we get there in the end.
Alright. So, I guess I'll do the synopsis for this. So, Tails is just like trying to have a peaceful day to himself in a place called Spring Flower Zone. Oh, it's so peaceful. And then some fucking buzz bombers show up. He's like, God fucking damn it. He destroys one of them. And he destroys, like, all of them. But, like, inside one of them is this annoying-ass mouse named Tantrum.
Yeah, this fucking mouse, yeah.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Oh,
I do not like him. So he immediately starts complaining about everything and forces Tails to take him home, even though it's very far away. And Tails is like, alright, I guess I gotta. And so he starts escorting this annoying-ass mouse, and wouldn't you know it, they get attacked by a bounty hunter named Flea Bite, who is a cyborg cowboy. And, yeah, and he's here to get a bounty on Tails. And, so Tails now has to deal with this and escorting Tantrum home. And it's just not great. It's not a great time. Tantrum ends up falling down a hole, even though Tails warns him not to watch where he steps, but he falls down a hole anyway. Tails has to follow him down.
yes. Well, we do the all parts at the same time. So,
yeah.
Jerry is stuck in cave.
Yes, okay. So...
Tails should have just left him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Alright, so in the next part... Sorry, I was not prepared to do all four at the same time.
Oh, sorry.
So in the next part, Tails dives down into the hole after him. Tantrum's just sitting there complaining about shit anyway. And he starts whining and it causes a cave-in. Now they can't leave the way they came in. How fantastic. So they have to start wandering around the cave. Flea Bite is like... got some kind of portable radio television to track them, and he accidentally picks up like a commercial from Earth. Okay, so that was a thing that happened. Back in the cave, Tails and Tantrum have found lava, I guess, and they also get attacked by a Badnik I do not remember the name of, and
Oh yeah, the spider ones, yeah.
Oh, Crawlton, apparently.
Oh yeah, that one.
And, And Tails easily dispatches it by tricking it into tying itself up. And then kicks it into the lava, where let's hope it didn't have an animal inside of it, I guess.
Oh,
And somehow in that time, Tantrum has gotten himself in danger again by falling off the bridge, and he just barely hung on, but like Tails saves him right before the bridge collapses or whatever. But like Tails can't fly for very long before getting tired, and so they're about to fall into the lava. So, boy, everything is just going great for Tails today.
poor guy. Yeah.
And yeah. So anyways, they're falling into the lava, and they almost die, but they luckily get saved by some spider bots. Hooray! My worst nightmare, but the spider bots start, or no, wait, yeah, okay, they are robots. They start arguing about how they should eat them, and while they're arguing, Tails and Tantrum just leave.
You guys.
And they're like, oh, great. They've legged it. They're like, oh, great, guess we gotta eat fungus for dinner again. So they're on their way out of the cave. Tantrum starts throwing a tantrum. Because he's like, Tails is like, we've got to rest for a bit. We are exhausted. And he's like, no! I want to go home! So Tails is like, alright. Fine, just... Fine. And he starts leading them. They find sunlight. They're like, oh, okay, we can get out of here. But oh no, the hole in the cave somehow starts magically closing itself, and they just barely make it out in time. And Tails is once again exhausted from flying. And oh, would you look at that, Flea Bite's there again. So, boy, trouble just keeps on coming. And alright. Next issue. Okay. And, so yeah, Flea Bite quickly ties up Tails' hands and legs, as well as Tantrum's hands, but not legs.
And not his mouth.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a brilliant idea. And, like, he's not even here for Tantrum, though he should be. Honestly, please just
Yeah,
its mouse.
I mean, come on. The bounty hunter's a cat, and he's a mouse, because, animals.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But no, he for some reason takes Tantrum hostage anyway. And, so he's, Flea Bite just starts dragging him across the desert. And, Tails realizes, oh yeah, he didn't tie up my tails, I can still fly. And so he flies Flea Bite way up into the sky, and Flea Bite's like, I've got an idea, I will shoot the person carrying me into the sky. And, I mean, it works out because he's a cat, and cats land on their feet. And he's like, well, at least I still got this one prisoner. And so he, like, holds Tantrum at gunpoint. And honestly, Tails, just leave. That's a win-win right there.
Yes, yes, Tails, leave. Leave, please.
Do it. But no, Tails has to be the hero. And, he like convinces Tantrum to scream so loud that it causes an avalanche, and it knocks out Flea Bite. And so Tails takes Tantrum home, and his mom is happy to see him, and that's it. And hopefully we never see him again.
Okay.
Well, fortunately, he never comes back after this. So, yay!
Hallelujah!
Whee!
Yeah, definitely remember not enjoying this story when I read it back then. Like, God, I really hate this mouse. It's like, go away.
Yeah, I remember reading the fourth part and finding that weird little mouse character really annoying looking. But I did like the design of Flea Bite.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he looks pretty cool. He's a cyborg.
Yeah. Elise, what's your thoughts? I think you disagree with us hating the mouse so much.
Not really.
Poor Tantrum, nobody likes him.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. He's a kid, but I've met kids who are more mature than him.
Yeah. Yeah, people say like Chris Thorndike's the worst character, but nah.
No. Tantrum makes Chris look like a little angel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not ready to handle Tantrum.
But yeah, Flea Bite is pretty
Chris
awesome.
tries to make himself useful even if he fails most of the time. Tantrum doesn't even try.
Well, at the end he does, I guess, with the taking out Flea Bite.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cat's always... Yeah, sorry, you want to go ahead?
Sorry, I was going to make mention about that back in primary school, like, we were doing like an art sort of thing, and the teacher basically had bought like a couple of comics, this Sonic comic issue as well, being 74, I believe it was, and I ended up drawing the panel from like the part 2 panel where Tails just has flown down and has seen Tantrum like just sitting there being all mopey. I ended up drawing that whole bit like back then, and it actually came out very good, but sadly I no longer have the picture just to prove how good I was back then when I was about, how old would I have been when this comic was out?
1996, so you calculate it. I was 11.
My brain is... Yeah, I was about 10 and a half, maybe.
Alright.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out there because I didn't want to draw like Tails, I wanted to draw Sonic, but the only Sonic ones they had were all taken, so I was like, why not have to draw you, Tails? Whoop-de-doo.
Or Tails, I guess that's a fan letter thing was true after all.
But yeah, I mean, like, I do like Flea Bite, and fortunately he does return in a future story, so yay!
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like Flea Bite. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, Cyber Cowboy, dude. Cyber Cowboys are cool.
Really cool.
So to clear up a question Sylvia just asked us, he's called Tantrum, but his birth name is Tristram. Everyone just calls him Tantrum, and Tails says he's not surprised.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Shit. Yeah.
Perfect name, yes. I love the face expressions in this comic. Well, you know, as much as you dislike Tantrum, he's perfect face expressions all the time.
It's like they took Jerry from Tom and Jerry and made him super annoying.
Hell yeah.
Jerry is annoying, so...
Because I guess Jerry wasn't annoying enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is just one of the reasons why Jerry shouldn't have a voice. And yet they didn't listen with the Tom and Jerry movie.
But again, I love the face expressions. And to be fair, the Tom and Jerry movie was before this comic, so this comic couldn't warn them. It was
it predates that movie, so...
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry the movie was 1992, this is 1996. It was too late. It's too late. Maybe this comic was made as a response to that movie. Tom should have been a cowboy, darn it.
I think I said the comic predates the movie. I'm like, no, wait, that's not right. Sorry.
I mean, there was one episode of Tom and Jerry where he was a cowboy, but yeah.
Not as cool as this one.
Yeah, he didn't have a robot arm. Yeah.
I love the fact that just because he lands on his feet, he can fall any distance. Like, he wouldn't break your legs and just crash and die anyway.
Maybe he's wearing those, like, boots from Aperture Science from the board.
Yeah.
I guess so.
But it's kind of funny, like, how he first starts out with, like a Symbol 6, like, revolver type gun. But yet, then he's like, screw that, I'll get out my old faithful laser blaster instead. It's like, well, why did you use that to begin with?
Say hello to my little friend. Yeah.
Or like big friend, more.
BFG, yeah.
It's because his revolver jams when he tries to shoot it, so he just pulls out his other gun. It's like, great.
Yeah.
That was worth our time, I guess.
I guess it's because the artist just drew the 6-shooter but wasn't allowed because it's too realistic for Sonic, and I'm like, okay, here's a fantasy.
Maybe.
He's like, I already put all this effort into drawing the gun.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's funny how Flea Bite is the more detailed one, and while the other characters look a bit crudely drawn.
Yeah.
Because I think the artist just really shows like who the artist favoured the most.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, kind of funny how in the next panel when he like reveals his laser blaster, he's just like shooting his blast, and the next panel is like going
While he's dancing
that
around,
oath?
yeah. Like, or as the sound effect says, wham! Yeah, Sala, go ahead.
I think this is Van. But anyways, I think Ewan was mentioning in the panel he pulls out his laser gun. The gun is overlapping into the panel before it, and so he's pointing it at himself.
Inspection.
That's an interesting point, yes. If it was,
man,
if it was a Deadpool
man
comic,
gun.
this would end badly, yeah. Sorry, Ewan,
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so him saying, "Oh, I should have bought that second-hand gun," and he just pulls the gun out himself. Like, I told you shouldn't have bought that gun. Like him having like a existential crisis or something, like two people in his
Existential?
head. Yeah, if that's the right way of saying it. Like,
existential
two
crisis.
heads. Like two voices in his head. Like, can you just change it into that person? Almost like Two-Face.
Also, it's weird that like he's orange and like his like upper lip is white in this comic, but he's just pure yellow in all the other comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just lost interest in that art design, I suppose.
Yeah.
Either that or you just forgot.
I guess.
Yeah.
Continuity mistake. I sympathize with that. I make those mistakes all the time myself. But yeah.
But yeah, hopefully Tails. But hopefully there was an actual person in that, like, had to put a bad dick before he pushed it off, because it's just like,
Well,
because I mean, like, Tails is the accessory to murder. By not
Actually, it's
checking.
involuntary manslaughter, but
Well, whichever. Regardless, Tails has murdered someone. We got to point the finger at him.
Yeah, you killed me, Tails. Good.
Now kill Tantrum.
Yes, kill that little shit. Yeah.
But he didn't.
No.
So yeah,
And the
applause
world-
for the mother for having so much patience for that kind of son. That's a real mother. True mother's love.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Alrighty, so guess we're done with this comic.
Yes, we got nothing more to say. Let's just get away from Tantrum and move on to something
Let's get
slightly
that
better.
knuckle.
Let's go to the beautiful poster of Eggman. Obey! I love it. So, mission to the Metropolis zone. You were gonna do the one shot?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you didn't. Yeah?
Yeah, I can do that one. I've written that one down. Let's see.
Alrighty. Go ahead. Why does
Okay.
Robotnik wants everyone to obey him?
Obey me! Because he's so egotistical.
Obey the fist.
Obey
But
my
before-
beautiful face!
Before we get started on it, I just want to say I love this first page where Sonic is just having trouble balancing his head on his body. Leaning forward.
Almost to the point of a bobblehead.
It looks detached.
Someone turned him into a bobblehead. Oh no.
Doing an impression of the Prozac guy. Correct.
Okay, so let's see. Mission to the Metropolis Zone, even though the fact they are in Metropolis Zone. Sonic and Amy and Johnny Lightfoot are creeping through the alleys of Metropolis Zone, but are spotted by Badniks, whom then attack them. Shows how quickly I was writing this down if I'm making all those mistakes. Anyway, which Sonic can effortlessly beat, but due to Sonic gloating, he gets butted over the head by a trooper's gun. Amy makes a run for it while Sonic and Johnny are captured and taken to Citadel Robotnik. Robotnik is frustrated that his special trooper commander Brutus has gone AWOL, but Grimer cheers him up with the troopers bringing in the captured Sonic and Johnny. But almost immediately, the intruder alarm goes off, giving Sonic and Johnny the opportunity to freeing themselves and destroying the troopers. Because apparently they were a distraction whilst Amy broke into the info center to gain access to Robotnik's plans, where she plans to delete them so that, makes it difficult to reproduce any of the weapons for the future, but is caught by a trooper. Sonic and Johnny hear that she's got caught, so they make their way to the info center via the air ducts, because apparently Robotnik is way too big to fit in there. Amy manages to shoot the delete button and destroying the terminal in the process, just as Sonic and Johnny arrive and smash the troopers. they make their getaway, indicating that Robotnik isn't going to be too happy. It's like, yeah, I know, he's always so angry. He's going to die one day. That poor heart won't take it. And there we go.
Is this a new artist? Because I don't recognize the art style.
It's a frequent artist who's been on before. I think it's just maybe, I think maybe it's just a different colouring that just makes it different.
All right, art is kind of.
I just want to talk about the really goofy expressions on page 5 because you got as Amy is about to go on the run, she's making an expression like she's gonna rip a massive fart.
Where?
And then you got a panel of Robotnik, and it looks like he lost his glasses.
Yeah, that was really confusing. Yeah.
Like, where's my glasses?
He lost his contacts. He can't be seen without his black and red eyes.
Where are my glasses? I don't know, sir. I haven't seen them yet.
And
Well, find them for me.
And also you got Sonic with a really droopy-looking face and a really tiny hand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny with Sonic and Johnny because when you first read it, they look kind of goofy, that they're so overdramatic. But then later you realize they were acting, so then it makes more sense to why he's so overdramatic. It's the only way, Amy. Go save yourself. But he was acting, man. It kind of makes it funnier.
And I think this is the only time we've seen Amy using a gun.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love how dry it looks. Like she's just a stiff walk. Like, pew.
Yeah, it's basically a crossbow gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, for some reason it's shooting bullets in this one when it's usually shoots arrows or whatnot.
Guess the artist forgot. Amy hadn't had much screen time, so I guess they're not sure about these details yet.
It looks more like a fancy dart.
Yeah.
Like a weird Nerf gun, yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes more
Yeah.
sense to be an arrow, especially when she shoots the delete button, which would really make sense
Yeah.
with a laser blast. But with an arrow, that works. So, Elise, you ever press buttons on your keyboard by shooting arrows at it with your arrow and bow?
No, I can't say that I have.
You're missing out, apparently.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, although I think I would destroy my keyboard in the process. And being a writer, I need that keyboard. So.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'd rather not tempt fate on this one.
Who needs a keyboard? Just go back to the good old days of typewriters and shit.
Actually, that would be pretty cool using a typewriter.
Except whenever you have to make a mistake, then you have to get out the white.
Do the whole thing
The
again,
white
yeah.
ink, yeah. Oh,
Although I could get a typewriter keyboard, Bluetooth keyboard, that would be cool.
Ooh,
Yeah,
awesome.
like
yeah.
on the Big Bang.
Yeah, they actually
Theory.
do sell those.
Oh, neat.
I'm just noticing that, like, even though this is a comic and like there's no motion, Amy's skirt still has unmoving plaid. Like no matter what position she is in, no matter how close she is to the camera, the lines on her skirt look exactly the same.
Oh, yeah, good
Because
point.
I think
Because
they
it's
did that
magical.
in the Monkey Island games. Whenever Stan has a plaid jacket.
Stan, yep.
Every time his design still looks the same.
Yeah, they actually so Sea of Thieves recently did a Monkey Island crossover, and you can get Stan's outfit, and it still does that.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, kind of funny, like how like with page 5 of Robotnik looking so like going through once again through multiple different emotions, like can't stand it, Grimer, but then like cheers up at me like ooh, like in the next panel, all wide-eyed and such like ooh.
Whilst Grimer's aged 100 years.
And in the next panel, his head looks like a worm.
Yeah.
I love that panel of him just looking distraught because it looks like he stubbed his toe on the desk. He's like, Grimer!
Yes, sir.
I fucking stubbed my toe!
Again, sir? You want me to get you some ice?
Some ice and some ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream.
Chocolate
Chocolate covered
cock.
cock.
A chocolate-covered cock. Isn't that nice?
No.
No.
Yeah, which of course in its original context, it's chocolate-covered hard-boiled eggs.
Oh. Somehow that's worse.
No, I was just, no, that whole chocolate-covered cock thing. I only just recently watched a YTP on that.
Oh yeah, that was like something. Yeah, that's way back in the olden days of Robotnik YouTube poops. Yeah.
Yeah. Although this one was actually recent though.
Huh. Bringing back the joke, I see.
Yeah.
Bringing
The one
back the
thing,
classics.
yeah. One thing I might as well mention though, with like page 6, with the last panel, which like Sonic is like gloating to Robotnik as Johnny's basically trying to get his like baton off the trooper. Apparently, I remember like one of my friends was drawing this panel for the that whole art thing going on at school, at least in the class, and yet I just can't help but just laugh at remembering like how ridiculously gigantic he made Sonic's whole stomach. It literally dwarfed the entire. It was like the dominant thing of the whole picture, like how gigantic Sonic's whole belly was. I couldn't help but just laugh at the absurdity of it, and like Sonic has such a tiny head and tiny arms.
Buffing
Yeah,
up his
them chili
chest.
Yeah, them chili dogs really packing on them pounds.
Exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah, and despite
Oh,
Sonic
man.
running fast, he never loses weight. So I guess he just has like a super fast metabolism.
A super slow metabolism.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Like the Flash?
Oh, did we talk about the panel where Sonic gets hit in the head by the Badnik?
No, so
not
go
I
yet.
don't
ahead.
think so.
Thunk.
Just look at his face. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I'm getting too old for this shit, man.
Where are my glasses?
I was getting stabbed.
That Badnik went and bonked him on the head and knocked his contacts out.
Yeah. Nobody move! I lost my contacts!
Man, everyone's just losing their contacts in this story.
And he's T-posing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a glitch in the comic book.
Yeah. That Badnik turned me into a T-pose.
Because he hit me that hard.
And now I can't see.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize like what it is that the Badnik went and hit him with. It's like, oh, okay, it's the back of the gun. It's like the handlebar
Yeah.
that it's knocking him out with.
Yeah, fun art cell. I guess we move on to the next one. The Ghost Ship.
I want to do it. I want to do it.
All right, Luke, go ahead.
Of course.
Okay then, Knuckles, the ghost ship. It was dark and stormy, and the scurvy crew of Captain Plunder are caught in a terrible storm, but they have to stay on the course. The ghost crewmate Filch points out that they see in the clouds the ghost ship of Tantaragor, and Captain Plunder is really surprised because it turns out that the legends of it are true. But then his mast got destroyed, so they have to make land. So they decided to make port on the floating island. Meanwhile, Knuckles has a chat with Porker, trying to understand all this technology stuff. Really doesn't understand it as it's completely alien to it. But Knuckles was hoping that he would repair it, but it seems like he won't get the floating island systems back online. So he just has to. So he just leaves, but he doesn't have any. So because he says only if he can repair the force field, because if Robotnik is looking for it. So, Porker takes his jacket on and goes with him. And has a look around, seeing all the people playing in muddy puddles, and even though they made quite a nice village, then a child comes up and says, "Oh, a ship has landed." And says, "Oh, it better be Robotnik." And he asked Porky wants to take a look, and he says, "No, I've retired. I'm gonna stay at home." So Knuckles goes off to investigate. To turn out, it's just Captain Plunder and his nasty crew, and he goes, "If it isn't me old shipmate Knuckles." So in the next one, they decided to. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm on the right track. Yeah, I'm on the right track. So they decided to team up and raise the island to check out the ghost ship of Tantaragor. So they found the ghost ship, and he says that he has the plans of the floating island because they made a deal. So because he needs them to repair the technical systems on the floating island. And he says, oh, I don't have them on me. They're in the pirate's hideaway. And says, no, I promise. You just have to trust me or something. Because he found a trunk full of ancient parchments from the floating island years ago, but he promised to give them to him like when he checks out the ghost ship. So I decided to take a look around. So they go on board, but Knuckles tries to follow him. Says, "I don't need your help." It says, but Knuckles wants to make sure he doesn't do any dirty tricks. So they look around, and Captain Plunder decides to like nick everything. Because whoever's running the ship might come back at any minute, and is saying, "I thought this was a deserted ghost ship." And said, "Well, I kind of exaggerated a bit." So Filch found a way in. So they explore the corridors, and they find some kind of ancient idol, the Tantaragor idol, and they thought, like, "Oh, this is just for a statue," but Plunder ensures Knuckles that it's not just any statue. But then they hear a scream, so it looks like they had to investigate. And it turns out the ship's owners have turned up, who have captured all the crew, the people, as slaves. So because they want them to give back the idol, but Knuckles says, like, you said it was. Oh, I'm so annoyed. What you got into? He says. Oh, no way, mate. I'll get my crewmen on them. So the crewmen decide to attack the mysterious godlike figure, but he was like, you can't defeat me, and blast them all back. He says, oh, no, they're too powerful. He says, oh, we better retreat. But the ship owner cut the rope, and he said, Knuckles was like, I haven't seen creatures this powerful. He says, they're the Tantaragor. He says, don't fight them. They're like really overpowered. And so the cartoon character, what's his name? Yeah, Gibbs. Him. Says, Simpson. No, Simpson. That's it. Yeah, after the Simpsons. Yeah. Says, oh no, they're coming. We come to shut your pie hole. So they decide to go below decks. Filch sees that all the crewmen are below deck, all chained up. So it turns out the whole ship is a slave ship. So it turns out, this is a rescue. You're wasting your time. Nothing can save us. And Knuckles is like, we've got to stand here and fight. And it says, no, there must be another way. Simpson's freaking out, and suddenly the Tantaragors come back and says, just give us the idol. We'll leave you alone. And says, no, never. But then the idol somehow magical, because then they go, oh no, wait, this is impossible, you shouldn't be doing that. So they all disappear, and they all end up back in Pirate Town, because they got the idol with them, and Knuckles just has to hang out with this pirate crew.
Knuckles is confused and starts punching everyone. The end.
Yeah, he looks like he just got press ganged into a pirate crew without even knowing it.
Yeah, so that's our big epic pirate story. Man,
fun little adventure.
Yeah. Of course, some art style again. I love the fact that you have this gritty looking pirate, and then they team up with Simpson, like the stupid cartoon character. They look so weird together. I love it.
So a weird tiny detail in this story is, like, at the beginning, like, Knuckles is talking with Porker Lewis, who mentions that he quit the Resistance, but that doesn't happen until this issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little early on. Whoops.
I guess he just he trusted in Knuckles to keep that secret for him while he was still making the decision.
I guess so, yeah.
Perhaps.
Or maybe they just forgot which issue was happening in which.
Probably. Can't be easy to keep track of it if you have a new issue done every 2 weeks. Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, did the director of Sonic Boom said the same thing, that they made like 100 episodes at the same time, so everything kind of melts together for them. But yeah, fun story.
But yeah, just.
I actually love the in the first page where Filch points out and goes, "Look!" and Plunder's going, "Ah!"
Captain, look!
Cheering me timbers.
Yeah, he's like open mouth throughout the almost the entire story at this point. 2 pages, he's just like, Like, look, Captain. I gotta keep my mouth open the entire time.
It's fun to imagine just constant sounds coming out of him. Like he constantly like, ah! It just doesn't never stop.
Yeah. Hello, Captain. Ah!
And just take a page out of Sonia from the episode.
Just crying for the entire commercial break.
Yeah.
I kind of keep forgetting that Plunder has a little like robot parrot type thingy on his like shoulders. Because I'm just like wondering what is it doing. It's like because 1 minute it's just shocked as Plunder is, and then the next it's just like passed out on his shoulder, like ugh. Just like too intense.
I didn't even notice it.
So much detail to see, yeah.
And of course Simpson basically painting, which we never know what he paints until the next issue.
Ah, what a shock.
Which of course is basically the old comic trope of him just painting his own thumb.
Yeah.
Classic joke.
And yet somehow Flinch is able to get Simpson to basically put the painting through on himself, because in effect Flinch can't exactly touch anything because he's a ghost.
He's a goose.
Yeah, goose.
You also can kind of give Flinch. It's actually Filch.
Filch.
Yeah,
I
Filch.
know. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, you know, Filch, like in Harry Potter.
Yeah, the janitor.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Classic British name.
Wait, what was the painting? I'm looking at all the panels, and he's like always got it back to the viewers, and then he just puts his head through it.
Yeah, it's the last. Let's see. It's page 13.
Yeah.
On the like second to last panel, like you just get a glimpse of just like Simpson's thumb, like in with like a cloudy background.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And nothing of value was lost.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's probably just a crudely drawn like image of himself or Cam Plunder, and Filch is like, that's shit, and shoves the painting right in him.
I also really love the panel of the charging pirates in '76.
Yeah, even though despite the fact the person who scanned the pages didn't do the greatest job, so...
Oh yeah, double noses!
Yeah, because it's kind of overlapped at that one, so one of them looks as though he's almost got like 4 eyes.
Yep.
2 noses.
They all, like, the pig as well got 2 noses as well, so it's like...
It's a scanning issue. I thought it was just that mutated looking.
Yeah. I thought that too. Like, oh, these guys are especially ugly.
The mouse pirate looks cool though.
I mean, it kind of works with his art style.
They're ugly and they're proud. Yeah.
Oh well, we should be grateful someone scanned them and all.
Yeah.
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 Such luxuries. If we have to chase down all these comics in the real world, that would not be easy.
Yeah, they cost like hundreds of dollars just to find them.
Probably.
Yeah, both with Fleetway and Archie Sonic. Yeah, there's something they have in common. They're really, really expensive nowadays.
Yeah, it's just comics in general.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like with Archie Sonic, I've come across some that are decent prices, but then there's like really expensive ones. Like, for some reason, issue 98 is like one of the more expensive ones, and that one's just like an advertisement for Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah. I mean, I was able to get a hold of that one, but it was more like a free gift from someone, and when I got the comic, I like realized, okay, that's why it's free, because it's literally falling to bits.
At least you have it, because I have a comic in that's kind of similar condition too, with one of the super specials. I think it was Return of the King and issue 50 Director's Cut. Those are like something my sister had, and they were kind of, the covers were falling apart, but it was still readable.
Yep, it's not easy to be a collector, but hey, we got internet now, so we can cheat. Hooray!
Yeah, but I've had thoughts about trying to complete my collection of Archie Sonic. So like, well, I managed to succeed in getting every issue of the My Little Pony comics from IDW, at least from G4. So it's like, oh, Archie Sonic again. I don't know, maybe one of these days. One of these days.
I got a pretty good collection of IDW Sonic, at least, thanks to Ewan.
Yep. Ain't you happy to have someone like me?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Ewan.
You're most welcome.
I'll try not to forget you next time I should credit you. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, just in, season 3 of Sonic Prime has been announced. So, good news for those who want to see Shadow angry kicking Metal Sonic, I guess.
Oh yeah, and a joyful release with wanting to see more of Sonic being beaten up.
Probably.
I do like how.
No, I'm actually more excited to see Shadow back in action.
I do like how this. I do like how this robot side was a lot more threatening here than Chaos Sonic.
Yeah.
This is probably
Ah,
Mecha
yeah.
Chaos Sonic.
Super Ultra Mega.
Chaos Sonic, how much more syllables can we add to that?
Mega Super Ultra Metal
So is G.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ultra Mega Chaotic Sonic.
But yeah, back to Fleetway Sonic. Sorry.
Yes.
Anyone else has something to say about the ghost ship? And our wonderful Captain Plunder with his happy open mouth all the time.
There was one panel that I like when they reveal the Tantaraga Island that Simpson has his eyes popping out, but just like hovering above his face, because usually in cartoons you see like the empty eye sockets, and here just like floating above his head, above his face.
Cartoony sound effects are definitely required for it, like boing.
Yeah. Aruga. Yeah.
Fun stuff, yep. And a great face expressions in this one.
And of course Knuckles being like, what is this freak?
It's kind of funny how Knuckles is almost like a non-entity in this whole comic. Like he's just there and hanging out like, huh? What? What's going on? What? Who are you? What? Like,
It's like, what's going on here? I'm confused!
he's just confused in the background.
confused! Oh!
Too bad it's not this. Fortunately, the next issue we actually get a moment that would definitely be like, yep, this is what Knuckles does when he's confused. Just beat everyone up.
Nice. But alas, that's for next stream.
Yeah.
Oh well. For now, let's go to Smoky and the Bandit. Right before we see this picture of Sonic grooming. There you go.
What?
It's a theme song of Smokey and the Bandit, of course.
Oh, okay.
It's a movie. But first, a picture of Sonic grooming Amy. That doesn't sound good, but there we go. Sonic groom!
Sonic groom! Sonic groom!
Call the police.
Call the police! You've been arrested!
Hey, I can't help it. It's British for you. I guess
Also,
they just...
they've also announced a bit. Well, it was supposed to be an April Fool thing, where they announced a new character called Chickles.
Oh yeah, that one. Like a fluffy first Chickles!
Oh, I didn't get a screenshot of that, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an April Fool's comic.
You'd have read what Mega Droid says. Hey boomers, April Fools, suckers!
I don't read anything that calls me a boomer. I'm not a boomer, darn it. I'm X-Gen or...
But yeah, still interested to see the sort of like their game like listings of like what's the top game, and of course it's FIFA Soccer 96. Go away, please, thank you.
Yeah, that reminds me.
Apparently-
I just noticed that they don't do game reviews anymore.
And maybe they just had enough.
This is the end of an era.
But yeah, we'll talk about that later. But what I'm getting the screenshot of the list, and then you can say what you wanted to say in a moment.
But yeah, apparently Asterix and the secret mission for the Master System has like returned in the listings at number 3.
Alright, that's a good game. I loved that as a kid. Although I played the Game Gear version, not the Master System version. But yeah, so Fluffy First, Chickles, the new character that never shows up. April Fools. But yeah, well, what about the game lists. FIFA Soccer 96. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you were dead.
Or football for the UK people.
Yeah, look at all the Mega Drive games. Most of them are so boring. They're all sports games. You have Sonic and Knuckles and Mickey Mania, and the rest is all like, okay, I echoed it all, friend. But it's like cricket and tour golf and soccer. Man,
Brian Lara's cricket.
what do you all
Yeah,
such terrible taste in video games, you people?
Man, it definitely reminds me of this old used game store I used to go to. It was called Play and Trade, and they had like, retro games, modern games, yada yada. And then for a while, it's like there was a section of the retro games where all they had was freaking sports games. And I was like, you're boring, store. You're boring people.
Sports players aren't into retro games. They just want the newest one. They just want it to be boring. But yeah, all right, Chickles, yay, April Fools. Anyway, back to Sonic grooming Amy. Smoky and the Bandits. Anyone wants to do a synopsis?
It's Smoky and the Badnik.
The Badnik, sorry. Bad news. All right, anyway. So there's a kid called Smoky running around in Metropolis town, and he's suddenly being attacked by a Badnik, or is he? Dun dun dun. No, they're friends together. But there comes this very demonic-looking Sonic about to kill the kid. Oh wait, he doesn't. But he wants to kill the Badnik. But then a bunch of badass stormtroopers come in with the guns raised. So Sonic says, they're coming to kill me. Kid, run! So the kid runs out of the building. We see a bunch of gunshots. And Sonic is dead, and the series is over at the end. It almost looks like Sonic is executed there. You just cut away and just blam blam. But alas, no. Anyway, the kid runs to his Badnik friend to hide him. Sonic somehow survived that and killed all the Badniks, because of course he did. But then he sees the other robot who looks kind of creepy with a big giant open eyes. But yeah, nothing can happen yet because the big robot comes in with a brab machine gun. I love those sound effects. Brab. So Sonic does his stock pose and defeats the Robotnik. Well, the Badnik eats the kid. So Sonic comes to rescue him, starts punching the poor robot. I love the face expression of the robot there. Like, but then, no, don't do it! And the kid starts impersonating Amy from Sonic Adventure and jumps in front of them. Like, no, don't kill this robot, Sonic. We're friends. And then Sonic stares at him, and then we don't get to see what happens. So he probably murdered them all. Anyway, we cut to later. The kid's running around, and the evil Badniks just have a friendly conversation with him. Like, hey, how's it going, buddy? We saw you yesterday. I was hanging. Like, oh, Sonic killed my friend. And the robots are like, oh, cool. And then they walk off all satisfied. But no, the Badnik still survives, and he reveals he could talk all along. The end.
Yeah, surprisingly, this particular story seems to have predated FNAF security breach by like hundreds of years.
Oh yeah, it's kind of FNAF security breaches, yeah.
Yeah, with Gregory and Glamrock Freddy. Yeah.
We only miss a psychopathic bunny. Instead, we have a psychopathic Sonic. He's the finesse of this security breach.
Yeah.
I have to say, the Badnik looks really goofy with a big mouth.
Yeah, I love his face expression, Jack. And Sonic looks demonic, especially in the shadows here. It's like, I'm gonna kill you, kid.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
So, are we sure that's Sonic or is that Shadow?
Yeah, that's a good point. We got an early look at Shadow.
Yeah, though sadly Shadow never shows up in Fleetway Sonic.
Nah.
He doesn't?
Sad
No, like
plays.
Yeah, like despite yeah, so basically in terms of stories, I know Fleetway Sonic stopped right around the time Sonic Adventure when they did their own adaptation.
Yeah, then
Oh.
then the comic was cancelled, alas. So Sonic Adventure just barely made it in.
Well, for a number of years, they just did reruns and then they cancelled it.
Yeah, after that they did. They still continued on, but like they stopped doing new stories. It was just reprints after reprints, and then it officially died.
Took them long enough. I was getting annoyed of getting nothing but the same stories over and over again. I mean, it's nice to be reminded of the stories, but it's like, but I've already got this story. I had the story like about 7 years ago.
Yeah, I guess they were doing it before graphic novel reprints started to become trendy.
Yeah. Or just trying to keep people interested long enough until maybe the company will start getting more money into basically actually start doing stories, but
It never
alas,
happened.
no. But yeah, it's kind of funny, like how like the artist basically drew the role of Badnik because whilst it's supposed to be an armadillo, but yet for some reason the way he draws it just makes it seem like it's got like a big spear with like a gigantic mouth with arms coming out from it. Because
Yeah.
it took me ages before realizing it was supposed to be an armadillo.
It kind of reminds me of one of those robots from Chaotix. The bomb, I think. Just being a circle with legs on it. But yeah, it's fun.
Yes, especially with how like the artist just kept drawing like those eyes being so gigantically bulbous and just like staring into everyone's souls every time he just
At the
looks at
bottom of
someone.
page 5.
Page 5 is which one?
70. Page 5 of issue 75.
Yeah.
At the
one
very
of where,
bottom,
like,
where the kid is like, "Oh, we got to get out of here," and you got the robot really goofy.
it's like, oh, we gotta go right away! Yay!
Yeah, I love that about the British comic. It can be so badass and so goofy at the same time. I mean, first you see those robots with their guns. And
Yeah,
super awesome.
that is a cool panel. Yeah,
So there we are. And then it cuts to the dumb robot, like, ooh. Like, I love how it just keeps flashing back from super badass to super derpy.
Yeah, dirt.
But yeah, I do find that bit funny though, of like how Sonic says, "Run for it, kid! It's me they're after. Leave it all to me." And then suddenly, just like the next panel's like, and you just like wonder, like Sonic's like literally just dead at this point. Because with how much fire gunfight is just going on in there.
But also because that's the cliche stock shot in the movie. Well, run, I'll stay here and keep them out. And then you just cut away and just hear the gunshots. Like in a movie, it's language for, oh, that guy's dead. Because it's such a cliche scene. So it's kind of weird to use it here. It's definitely a comic that begs for a parody.
And yeah, Sonic must be losing his touch if he's ended up missing one trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. For all the smoke and fires caused probably. But yeah, I'm kind of amused by this pose because I see this pose all the time. Like, is it constantly copy pasted or something?
What like this in the circle panel of like Sonic just like
No, the
waggling his
karate
finger.
kick. Like, I'm waiting for the stream to catch up.
Oh right.
This one. This
That
this
one?
kick. Yeah, I remember just seeing this pose all the time in Fleetway. They love this
Yeah.
pose. It's a pretty cool pose. I'm starting to notice it a lot now.
Probably why he keeps recycling it.
I'm karate kicking these laser beams. Whoa!
Let's. Here's a quick question, which. Sorry, just wanted to point out. Someone was asking, where are the rights for Fleetway Sonic nowadays? Which I'm sure you might know.
I don't know. That's why I'd haven't answered.
The world may never know what happened to the rights of Fleetway Sonic.
Or care.
Ouch.
Yeah, well, Sega sure as hell doesn't care.
yeah. I don't even
Yeah.
know if Sonic the Comic Online is still ongoing.
Haven't really been checking up on that.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've checked that site.
Ouch. Poor Sonic the Comic Online.
I know. I'm so terrible.
I guess someone could check it out right now. Or shall we move on to Porker Gets the Big Chop in Big Decision?
Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
I actually love the cover of 76 because you got like Porker walking away and you got Sonic pointing like you see him, you see this guy, he pooed on the bed.
The right bastard, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He needs a toilet seat up.
I love how the three companions all have a different opinion too. Like Tails is shocked, and Johnny is sad, and Amy's just angry at Sonic. Don't point. That's indecent.
Hey, see, I go, shut up, Amy. He stole my granola bar. Meh.
Yeah.
He stole my screen time.
He's just angry that I ate his sister.
They're standing in my screen time.
No, I was being like, I ate his sister.
Pardon?
Oh!
Pardon?
I ate his sister. As in he had
At a
her
barbecue.
for a chili dog.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just reviving that previous joke from the last stream of like, do you have a sister? Nope, just chili dogs.
Oh.
Yeah, you had a sister? Yeah, I had one once.
Oh no.
Went to work at the dog factory and never came back.
Oh no.
Naughty.
Where's Miss Picky when you need her?
She disappeared too.
That's why Kermit's single again.
Oh,
And the
no.
peasants rejoiced.
I guess she couldn't handle Kermit's new current voice, so she just ended herself.
Silence. Yeah, I'm looking at the
Silence, yeah.
Sonic the Comic website now.
Well, I have it up right now, so I can cover the story.
Alrighty.
Alright, so it starts off with, typical day, Sonic and the gang chilling out in Bob Beaky's circus, which is a camouflage. And suddenly it turns out that Porker has had enough of freedom fighting and wants to call it quits because, his time being stuck up on the Miracle Planet dealing with the Brotherhood of Metallics really screwed him up. So, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, guys, I just can't do this anymore. And Sonic's like, oh, fine, you fucking pussy, get the fuck out of here. You fucking suck, Porker. So Amy calls him out. I was like, hey, knock it off, Sonic. You don't understand all the shit that he's gone through. And Sonic's like, fan. And Sonic just barges out. It's like, fine, you guys can, if you guys want to quit, then it's fine by me. And then he quickly goes over to meet the Chaotix. It's like, hey guys, they're like, oh, sorry, Sonic, we're busy trying to hunt Knack the Weasel, who's escaped into Sandopolis Zone, which is, of course, a little advertisement for the Knuckles one-shot special, which we already covered a while back. So that's going on. Then suddenly, the Robotnik troopers show up. And it's like, we found you now, Hedgehog. Nobody move or the Hedgehog gets it. Ha ha ha. And then Porker's seeing all of this. It's like, oh no, there's Badniks everywhere. And so he realizes that there's a lot of puddles around the place. I think it's like oil or ooze or something. Anyway, so he decides to have this brilliant idea. It's like, oh, if I could just take the light bulb out and take these wires out of the lamp and just touch the water like so, and then all the robots get fried and electrocuted. So
Lucky none of the people are in there.
Yeah, lucky. So Porker saves the day, and Sonic's like, oh, well, see you, Porker. You're gonna enjoy the floating island, all the Emerald Hill folk and whatnot. And then he's like, well, Porker, about what I said. It's like, oh, forget it, Sonic. I am sorry. I ain't cut out for adventures anymore. And then Sonic's like, yeah, we wouldn't have you in any other way. Then off Porker goes to live on Floating Island with the rest of the Emerald Hill folks. And that's the end. Yeah.
Man, those robots look intense when they're electrified. Yeah, is Porker really out of the story?
I think this is the last time we'll be seeing him active in any freedom fighter missions.
Yeah,
wow.
he will still return, but obviously he won't be as active with the other freedom fighters as he used to.
Like he barely already was, but all right. Poor guy. Nobody gets to take Sonic screen time. Yes, Ala, go ahead.
So speaking of the conveniently placed puddles that just happen to connect all of the robots' feet and none of the people's feet.
Yeah.
Porker says you don't have to be a scientific genius to know that water conducts electricity. Technically, water does not conduct electricity, at all. It's actually a pretty good insulator. But more often than not, you'll never find water without impurities, and the impurities conduct electricity.
Oh, whoops.
So if you had completely purified water, it would not conduct electricity. But as long as there's dirt and stuff in it, the water can jump, or the electricity can jump between all the impurities.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks to the science lesson. But yeah, those puddles are laying on top of dirt, so I guess there it makes sense. Alrighty, good to know. Anyway, I checked the website. It seems the last update from Sonic Online was 2021. But Shadow appears in it, so there you go.
Ooh!
20 now.
So
Yay.
Now you know. But yeah, back to this comic.
Yeah. One thing I find, on, granted, the person who scanned the comics obviously didn't put them all in the correct order, so But yeah, the one of where Sonic is walking over to the Chaotix, and yet it's funny just seeing that sort of face that the Omni viewer is doing. It's just like, and of course, then like everyone just jumps into the Omni viewer at the end. But yet, for some reason, Mighty prefers to jump backwards.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
He has to talk to Sonic.
Yeah.
It was like, see ya.
I'm gonna jump backwards. I hope I don't land awkwardly.
Yeah. He just lands in a pothole and twists his ankle immediately.
What, Ben? Then be all Peter Griffin, like going,
Oh.
But yeah, kind of interesting. Like quite a while, like at least in 2 of the stories, like so far, where basically the troopers managed to get like an upper hand on Sonic.
Yeah, it's
which is
finally
nice.
starting to show weaknesses.
Because I mean, it's nice the fact like they're actually being a bit more sort of like an actual threat and not just like a one-off sort of like a cannon fodder type thing.
Yeah,
at least they put effort into it.
Yeah, he just gets to punch Sonic straight in the face. A pretty epic shot. Whack!
I suppose it is a bit strange to see like Sonic acting like a complete asshole to Porker, because modern Sonic fans would think Flint is way out of character for him.
It's in character Fleetway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because after all, they still take that whole sort of the hedgehog with attitude slogan.
Yeah, pretty
literally.
Yeah.
But
a little too seriously.
But he does treat him better at the end of the story.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think it's implied he's only angry because he's kind of sad about it. So I guess it's implied there is a heart to it. But because otherwise he would be very hypocritical, because he's always like berating them for being useless, but then as soon as someone leaves, he's all upset about it. So you shouldn't be happy they leave. They're always so useless to you, aren't they? But yeah, I think it's supposed to be that he's hurt. And that's why he's acting out on it. So.
Also, the panel of Porker getting into the tornado with Tails. Tails looks tiny.
Yeah.
And also, it just has a massive head.
Yep.
Massive forehead, yeah.
So return to the bobblehead Mobians.
Yep.
Yeah, for some reason, like the artist, like keep forgetting his name, Richard, I believe it is.
Richard Elson.
Yeah, Richard Elson seems to have like a very strange thing of where he always keeps drawing Tails with like the biggest forehead imaginable.
Yeah.
I think that was even the one thing like he had to change for his cover for the IDW 900th Adventure cover, because apparently they weren't too happy with like how he drew Tails in that one.
I can imagine, yeah, it's a little out of place. Oh well, everyone their own style, I suppose. And Tails is a smart one, so he must have a big brain.
Even though he barely does anything in this one. I don't think he even says anything. I mean, okay, he says one thing, but then that's just it. It's just like, he says one thing and then he just stands around just being useless.
Poor Tails. Oh well, he got that other story where he got to do something, I suppose.
Even if it was at the cost of us having to tortuously go through that comic or story.
Indeed. But yeah, so goodbye to Porker as freedom fighter. I didn't expect that to happen. Man, Fleetway does really have a lot of continuity and switches in the status quo, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's just them like whether or not they can actually make it in time. Otherwise, you get like spoilers, like with the Knuckles story, where it revealed like Porker left. Like it's like, when did that happen? It's like, oh, here it is. Like, sorry, the artist was a bit slow.
Yeah, we're on the plus side. At least we got all the one-shot specials out of the way, so now it's just only the main series.
True.
Alrighty. But yeah, that concludes our Fleetway comics. Do you want to talk about the silly fan art? Yeah, I wanted to say, like, I was kind of surprised the reviews were gone, which I'm kind of disappointed by, because I was looking forward to Sega Saturn reviews. They only still give tips, but no longer reviews. Now we never get to know what they think of Daytona USA.
No. Sad vibe.
But yeah, But now that you bring up the fan art, this drawing of Tails is actually pretty alright.
Which one? The green, the cowboy, the...
No, the knight.
Yeah, that was a cool picture.
The knight?
In 76.
When he's a pixel?
76.
Oh, the knight. Oh, I got it here, yeah. Probably
Yeah.
traced on, based on those fantasy adventures he had in Fleetway.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Although it
pretty
does, the shading makes it look as though his bangs are coming out the side of his head.
cool. Yeah. It's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
Also,
Of course
it looks like he has underpants under his armor.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, because when I drew that thumbnail for one of the stories, and yet everyone kept saying, like, it looks like he's wearing underwear. I was like, But I was like, I can't change it, there's not enough time.
Oh, well. It does kind of look like it.
Yeah. And of course, Sonic riding a horse.
Of course. A blue horse.
Yeah.
And
With
Sonic
Sonic
riding
Eye.
a dolphin. A dolphin crossover. Yay.
The drawing of Sonic playing soccer is nightmare fuel.
I thought Robotnik in the background was more nightmarish.
Also true. Well, the whole picture is just not good. This child should be ashamed of themselves.
What should it be? Should it be all like, you should be ashamed. In fact, your parents should be ashamed for blighting this world with your mere existence.
Keep drawing like that, or you turn into the new Roger.
And of course, the Robotnik in an egg and just going like,
Happy Easter. With his mushroom head. Or penis head.
the eggshell.
Alright. Very fun.
And for some reason, Sonic wearing like a bowler hat and an umbrella. Like, the most British thing you could do is Sonic going to work.
Kind of reminds you of Madness.
What do you think of Mr. Ben?
Actually, isn't
Oh,
that
yeah,
hat a
Mr.
derby?
What was that, Lee? Sorry?
Isn't that hat a derby?
A derby hat. Yeah, I think that's the name.
Vernacular, that's a doiby.
Drop the vernacular.
Bowler hat, derby hat, yes.
And then drops it and then says, "No, not like that. Talk so the jury can understand. Is everybody dumb?"
Yeah, I love that bit. One of the best curly bits.
And of course, some of the cowboy sort of stuff like howdy doodles. And I'm not sure what's going on with Robotnik though. Like he's going all Y posing. Like, who stole my horse?
Poor head.
Who stole Grimer?
Yeah, I haven't seen any Grimer fan art yet. How disappointing from you British people from the...
Well, I think he did at least appear in the background of the that Easter Robotnik picture.
Fair enough. Because now there's also a green theme, but they never draw Grimer there. How dare they? Forget him.
That's the happiest Robotnik I have ever seen in my life.
He's so happy that he's lost his horse.
He's doing a little dance.
But then he realizes Tails stole it. Oh yeah, that one Robotnik in polka dot colours.
Ah, fun fan art. Good times.
Sonic going all Green Ranger.
I kind of really love this Pixel Tales. It looks kind of neat.
Oh yeah, that one.
Na 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 na. Oh, he's singing. He wrote the song of Na 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 Sonic Underground.
Probably. Considering.
Na, 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 na.
Well,
Looks like Fang
meant
didn't
that-
enjoy that song either. He also gives the one.
yeah, just throwing a brick at Tails apparently. Or is it a coconut?
Also sticking his tongue out at him.
Ooh, coconut. Phew, bonk.
Coconuts!
And Megadroid happily fishing in the water.
Sora would be proud. Yeah, fun art. Knuckles as Easter Bunny. That makes me laugh too. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, he just. But yeah, all the kids, luckily, who entered, of course, got themselves some like little freebie items. Some better than others.
Sonic photo cameras.
Yeah, whilst others get some of these special Crayola magic pens.
So they can draw more.
So they can draw Knuckles as a bunny.
You ever send something in you?
That's nightmare fuel if I ever
No,
saw it.
sadly, no. I mean, I did attempt to try and draw stuff for it, but never could get anything that I thought looked good enough.
Ah.
So yeah, not sent anything to them. Shame on me.
How dare you so?
I don't know, maybe I should send something to IDW at least.
They ain't pretty good for a
Even-
10-year-old. Like, ouch.
Oh well, you never know.
Indeed. Right, I think it's about time to stop. I'm kind
Yeah,
of
'cause-
tired.
This
Yeah.
stream's like surprisingly over 3 hours long. I thought this was gonna be a simple one.
I know. But,
Ah.
but you know what? I think this deserves a round of applause.
Yes, it
We
does.
went for 3
Yay,
hours!
We broke our own record again.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder why. Oh well.
Calm down.
At least he's gone mad.
Yeah. Hopefully Roger hasn't
No.
turned off.
I'm still awake. Still.
Poor Luke. Yeah, we should end his suffering.
Yeah.
I mean, it's after 10 over here.
Yep.
Well,
it's pretty late.
It's 4
Well,
over
I
here,
did-
but I need to lay down with this migraine here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ending with his image of Till's punching tantrum.
Yeah. The best thing ever. Away with the tantrum.
Yay!
10 out of 10, best fan art.
Or as the sound effect says, Bosh!
Whoosh.
So everyone say goodbye.
Yep, goodbye.
Cheerio.
See you next time.
See you later.
Alligator.
Eastbound and down, load it up and truck it.